Hey,
Yeah,
you might turn, let's see, number 3 down just a hair.
Is that me?
No,
I warned you.
No. Just a touch. There you go. All right.
Hot.
Yeah.
You are hot, baby.
So we have Mike and Angie Skinner here with us
Yes.
this evening, right? Did I get all that right?
Yes, sir.
I did. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Last I checked.
Last you checked. Well, welcome to Jackson. You guys been frequenting our town a lot here lately, haven't you?
Well, Angie has, but I have frequented this town many, many times because her grandmother was here, her family was here. Obviously, she went to school here.
Yep.
And so anytime we're anywhere close, we're going to Jackson.
Yeah.
So okay, what are we going to do? Okay. No, don't want to do that. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Can I go play golf? Yep. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play golf. Well, no, it's like I got to go get a bubble. I got to get a veal, which, by the way, I need to ask you where I'm supposed to get a veal tomorrow because I can't.
Oh, man.
Veal bites.
Oh, the
That- yeah.
stock.
I
Yeah,
did. I
we
had
have
some veal bites last
yes.
time I was in the stock
That's a
room.
Jackson County veal, just cut in 4 pieces.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that was
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty clever
I
how
would
you put
probably-
the pickles
Yeah.
and stuff in.
I'd probably have to recommend like Jerry's Jamestown.
That's where we get ours.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, or I mean the pub.
Yeah.
they've got a good veal. I haven't had one in a minute.
Come to
get
Florida,
those-
we have alligator bites.
Now you know what, man? I actually
Sounds
tried
bad,
that.
tastes good.
Yeah, I've tried those, but it was made by a rank amateur. I mean, they had
Nah,
just bought
it's
it
gotta
at their
be done
house.
right.
Yeah. It was. They were very chewy.
I was when I was writing I wrote a cookbook called Race Day Grub, and so I went into the infield
Yeah.
and I was trying to get recipes from fans, and I ran into some, and they're like, "Well, try these alligator bites," and I was trying to be polite, and I'm like,
I had
was
them
like
done.
chewing for 20 minutes, and
I had them on vacation.
Yeah, you got into it big.
I got
yeah.
into it big on
You,
vacation.
you were a
this year.
fan of it, weren't
Oh, I
you?
loved it.
Hey,
yeah.
that would fit right into our diet that we got
Oh, it
going
is.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing the carnivore diet.
The
Well, I
carnivore,
am.
all
Chad's
meat?
doing like the caveman, but I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
the carnivore.
well, what's the caveman?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much this week. It's nothing. I mean, I'm basically since,
That's my kind of diet.
yeah. I'm,
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm just
French
eating.
fries and wine.
I wish.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Man, if I had your figure, I would definitely do that.
We struggle with obesity here.
Yeah,
in
we,
Ohio.
the trials and tribulations of obesity
We
our
fought
entire
them for
lives.
years.
Yeah. But no, I'm just basically on almonds, carrots.
Oh, you for
hummus.
real? You
Oh,
for
yeah.
real are dieting?
Oh, you poor
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
awful.
thought-
Apples.
I got
Really?
a plan for you.
Okay.
Start playing pickleball.
Well, you're not the first guy to say
Quit
that.
drinking beer.
Oh,
Start
That'd be
drinking
nice.
wine.
Yeah.
And playing pickleball, and make sure you get a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. 20's
Listen to you,
better.
trainer.
Yeah.
And that's
Bodies by Mike.
You can eat anything you want to eat. Well, I'm a fat guy too, but
Oh, listen.
Come on.
Listen.
I get a lot of
I
exercise.
mean, you can say that in a room of skinny people. Okay. but
There's one skinny guy in
But
here.
he used to be fat, so that's all.
Yeah,
well,
that guy was
ask
always
him how to
pretty
do
good.
it.
He
He did
went
it.
on the caveman diet.
Yeah.
That's where you
what
got-
he
Tyler
did. That's
Tyler
what-
lost
yeah.
120, I think, on us here a few years ago. He's doing the intermittent fasting, and I'm doing that right now. And I
Actually,
love it.
that works.
I feel wonderful.
That actually, we kind of do that. To be
My
honest,
my
with you. You just
sleeping's
don't
better.
realize.
My
Yeah.
I'm sleeping all through the night. My aches and pains are about gone. I mean, I've quit taking my acid reflux pill. I'm on my way to skinny.
That's awesome.
I was pretty good, and then I married Angie.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, she said she had a cookbook. I mean, that's
yeah,
always
and she likes to cook. She couldn't boil a hot dog when we got together.
Really?
And now she can cook anything,
Anything,
and
yeah.
she cooks it really, really good, and I love to eat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I hear you guys are big wine drinkers.
We are.
That's what I've heard.
Well, we
are.
got some.
We actually brought some for you guys.
Okay.
We got
We
some
want you
Napa
to
Valley Cabernet here.
Oh,
This,
nice.
a good friend of
Fancy.
mine made. His
That
name
sounds
is
fancy.
Frank Altamura.
Okay.
His
And,
name's even fancy.
Well, I know this is a
He's not,
family
though.
show.
It's not
but
like a Smith or something
it
here
has,
in Jackson.
it has
you know.
initials that
Yeah.
go with it, but I won't
Mike,
get into that.
Yeah,
Don't-
go. Feel free to.
Oh, we can
It's-
edit.
It's
If they
family,
don't
but
like
it's,
it,
it's
yeah, we-
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Its nickname is LPR. So you can open a bottle with your wife. Her panties will fall right off. Right after you
Mindy,
get done drinking.
whenever you're listening to this, Mindy, write that down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said LPR, right?
Yeah.
When people come to our house and they drink this wine, I say, make sure you get her to the car before those things fall off.
LPR, is that what it is?
Liquid
was-
panty remover.
Yeah.
Liquid panty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, there it is. Boy, that sounds like some special stuff.
So, hey, we
It worked for
Sometimes
me.
I
We're
drink-
20 years of shit.
Yeah.
We've been married 20 years. Can you believe that? I've been married for 20 years.
Hey, man, I've made it 10. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
You know, we have a little display. We're going to do a little advertising for Mr. Altamira. But here's what we wanted to do because
He'll charge you more for the wine next time if you
I
advertise for it.
know. Chad was very gracious. He said, can I get you some wine or some beer, some cocktails while we're doing the show? And I said, we're going to bring some wine so you guys can taste the LPR.
Okay.
Now, you said
If you're not a wine drinker, you don't want to drink it.
Well, I mean,
He's stingy. He don't want to share his wine. So say you guys want to taste it.
I love wine, Mike.
Yeah.
I love wine.
You can have some.
Yeah, we're
I brought a
winos.
backup
Yeah.
bottle too. He said, "We're not going to need that." I said, "You don't know. They might like the wine."
We're
And-
winos. Yeah.
No, I tried to get into this
Yeah,
for a while
I don't.
ago.
I don't. It's
really
it's not
good.
that I dislike wine. My thing is I have never really taken the time to understand what it is that I'm drinking.
Well, friend,
like
I'm
I've been
gonna
to some
teach you.
tastings and yeah,
Kind of like the craft.
yeah.
I'll tell you, it goes in hand. But the problem with wine is cheap wine gives you a headache, and it tastes like crap.
Kind of like
Good-
cigars.
Good wine,
like,
a lot like cigars.
Yeah.
Good wine won't give you a headache, but it costs more.
Right.
And so it's a double-edged sword. I will tell you the story, and you can chop this out if you want to, but we were in Ruth Chris in Indianapolis.
I have no idea where he's going with this.
And we're sitting with the president of General Motors and a couple other muckety-mucks from GM and Richard Childress. I think Dale Sr. was there, myself, and that's enough. And I ordered a glass of white wine, and I dug in my water glass,
He's a little redneck
dropped a couple ice cubes in her.
in front of the GM of
so
GM.
Yeah.
the guy goes to the bathroom, and Richard Childress looks over at me, and he goes, "You're killing us, man.
You're trying to get
You
millions
have
of
no
dollars.
clue. You just dug your hand in your water glass and put ice cubes in your white wine."
Well, you like to chill.
He said, we got to work on this. And I said, well, I ain't drinking nothing room temperature. That's BS. I don't want it.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can fix this. So he ordered a bottle of Silver Oak, which is a really, really good Cabernet. And they bring it to the table, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, how am I going to keep a straight face? This is going to taste terrible. And I had a little sip, and I went, I could probably acquire a taste of that.
This is
And-
quite delicious.
Richard's looking at me like, don't say anything stupid, like I normally did. And that's how I got started drinking red wine, and it became a hobby. And it's what you said
Right.
a minute ago. It's like craft beers, IPAs, whatever.
Right.
You drink one not because it's expensive or not because it's cheap. It's because you like the taste.
Right.
Yes.
And if you like the taste, you go buy some.
It's a win.
Right.
And you do the same thing with wine. So it's no big secret. You can go out and spend $100 on a bottle of wine, and chances are it's going to be pretty darn good.
Right.
It's hard to go out and spend $9 on a bottle of wine and expect much.
Right.
So, but what you do is you experiment, and you find something under $20 or in the mid to high 20s that tastes like that
And you go
$80
buy
to
all you
$100
can.
bottle, and you go buy all of it you can get.
Right.
And that's how you acquire it's a hobby.
But
So
didn't,
it seems very similar to me to like cigars.
Very similar.
And I've done that with bourbon a little bit too. Bourbon and cigars. I really dabble pretty heavily in those. And I mean, that was definitely a process with cigars because, it's very similar in the fact that now I don't know that you have to spend, $50, $60 on a cigar for it to taste good. But the likelihood of buying a pack of 5 for $5 and them tasting good is zero.
it's pretty zero.
Well, you're going to taste it for 4 days.
Swishers.
Exactly.
Yeah, 4 days. Yeah, well, I mean, we can't talk bad about the Swishers.
They're not bad.
Yeah,
he used to smoke those with my dad.
yeah.
When they would come, he'd come to North Carolina or down to Florida, and Mike would go, "Oh man, I gotta go smoke them Swishers."
They're
Sweets
not
with Larry.
bad unless you have a Patron sitting there.
Oh,
or
my.
a,
Yeah.
a
I
Monte
actually-
Cristo. You're like, yeah, it's okay.
I actually have a confess. Mike don't even know this because he's not much on social media. So earlier this week we had like a little party, and
It's the devil.
yeah, he does not like social media. So I posted a picture of Mike and I together, and I put like Saturday night, with my stud or something like that. I don't know, just trying to be fun for the NASCAR fans. And so a bunch of people said, well, ooh, cigar. What kind of? He was smoking a cigar, and somebody said, what's his favorite? And I was on the Patron tequila, and I put Patron, and they put, you meant Padron?
But it's not the same company.
P-A-T-R-O-N. I was like,
You know that.
Yeah, typo. Sorry about that, but I was on the Patron, so
Yeah, there you go.
that's probably why
I think it would have
put
been
that.
funnier if you just said King Edward.
That would have been so much better. I totally should
Black
have
and
said
mild.
that.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, Black and Mild.
Black and mild is my go-to.
So where are these now? So you don't know this. Chad's texting me. He said, "Do y'all need some glasses?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bring some glasses because I want you guys to taste test." And then Mike's like, "We're going." He's kind of snobby.
I'll go get them.
You gotta go get them. But then the best was like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Do you have a bottle opener?"
Yeah, I left for Abrams' game and forgot my corkscrew.
Oh, so we
Mike's
don't
got
have
one in his pocket.
I got one.
Oh,
Okay.
He's the
Man's got us
gun
covered.
slinger, the wine slinger as well.
I won this race one time, and I got out of the truck. It was a truck race, and I jump up there on the back of the truck, and I go pow pow like Yosemite Sam,
Yeah.
And one of the guys, the color guys, went, "Oh, the Gun Slinger," and for some reason it stuck. We didn't make it up. It just was an impulse. And
Yeah.
It happened, and so all of a sudden that was my nickname.
Right.
And so we
Is that the one that you've got?
got
in
to
the pocket?
enjoying wine and stuff. And Bill Davis, one of my car owners, truck owner,
yeah.
sent me one of these things, and it had Gunslinger on it, but it said Wine Slinger.
Oh.
I was ready.
In retirement, so he
You
carries
carry a
it.
pocket knife?
Nope.
No, but I do have this little thing on the end to open it.
Yeah,
So
that'll cut the top off.
Here we go. So we're ready.
Use
We're
it
ready.
in emergency.
fingernails or open wine. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
So you need to. Well, I'll go get them. Where are they
No,
at?
I'll
Are
get them.
they-
I'll go get them. You guys
Okay.
keep talking. I'll be right back because
Okay.
there's something I want you guys to try too.
Oh, okay.
I'm in.
Fantastic. This could be scary.
Chad is a cigar, bourbon, craft beer connoisseur. If I told somebody today, they said, "What are you doing with the Chubby Bartenders?" And I said, "Well, I figured with me and Reynolds, if you're just looking to drink beer and shoot the shit, we're the two best at that I've ever seen."
Hell
So
yeah.
I said, that's what we like to do. So, and Chad's got me. So he dabbles in all the weird beers, I call them. He likes those. So he'll watch him. He'll be a wine drinker after.
I
the
know.
night.
I'm not a
I'm
big
gonna make 'em a wine drink.
weird beer guy, but we were talking about being heavy earlier.
Uh-huh.
When I went to work for Richard Childress, I was probably 15, 20 pounds heavier than I am now.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm fat because I'm retired.
Yeah.
But I was drinking a lot of beer. And I said, I got to quit drinking so much beer because it's so darn fattening.
Yeah.
And I started drinking wine, which if you drink too much of it, it's fattening,
Yeah.
but it's not as bad as beer.
What is it about the wine that the doctors will say, a glass of wine a day is good for you?
It's supposed to be healthy.
Well,
Game
the
on.
antioxidants or something? Is that what it's
That's what they told me. So a bottle should,
pretty good, yeah.
A bottle should be
Half a day, a
fantastic.
bottle
a
a
little
day.
bit's good.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, a whole lot should be way
even better.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, we got the big gulps
Oh,
here.
Oh,
I'm
man,
so
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
Man, we're not messing around.
It's got real
Chad,
wine glasses.
Look at you. Those are nice glasses.
So,
a lot of times they bring those little tiny ones, and he's kind of snobby. He'll go, and I'll go, quit embarrassing me. Don't complain
don't drink
about.
red wine out of a white wine glass.
Oh. If Hornaday heard
Little
you.
2015 Altamira from Napa
Chew.
Valley.
Now you got it.
If
Now
you
don't
like
drink
it,
it
you
yet.
get more.
All right.
I can't believe he's sharing LPR with you guys right now. I think I kind of
LPR.
made him. I was like,
And I don't want to see either one of them with their panties off.
We don't wear any. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
wait. No, you got it. Okay, well, you got.
Is there something that we do to start? Like,
Well,
you
first
gotta
of all,
look each other
you
in
gotta
the
look each
eye
other
when
in
you-
the eye.
okay.
There you
Cheers.
go.
That's
There you
big.
go.
Yes, that's a big thing.
There-
Cheers.
cheers.
That's
Yeah.
And then do little, got a little air, a little swish.
So that's what that does. That whenever you do that right there, that gives
Yeah.
it air.
does that open up
and
the
it makes
wine?
you look like
Well,
you're important.
It
Makes you look like you know what the hell you're doing.
Oh
or-
yes, I'm asking for
The-
a $3
the
million
reason-
contract.
lot of-
Swish my wine like the best of them.
a lot of times people swirl it and they go, "Oh, look at the legs on that."
Okay.
Which the legs is the alcohol sticking to the glass.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all
that's
that
what
is.
the leg.
I knew that. I
That
knew
means,
that.
that means
that
it
is.
has more alcohol in it if it has a lot of leg.
Okay.
But you open it up a little bit, and it
It's supposed to soften it up.
softens the taste a little bit.
Okay, so
Just
here
like
we-
Irish whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See how we go here.
Wow.
That's good.
That is
It's pretty good.
It's delicious.
That's real good wine.
Well, if
We're
you
gonna
don't,
sip this?
if you don't drink wine, you're not going to like any red wine.
He's
But
going to
if
try
you
to
don't
talk
like
you out of
wine at
liking it.
all-
I can already tell you. He
red
wants to
is-
drink that whole
red,
bottle.
Red wine. I
I
don't
love
care
it,
for
Mike.
white.
Mike, I love it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've told you this yet, Mike, but I love that wine.
Some good wine.
Yeah, boy, that is.
Well, I love to share good wine with good people.
Yes.
So what is the well, thank you for that. What is the what kind of grape?
This is a cab, right? Is that what you brought?
Yes,
Did you bring the
it's
cab?
it's a Cabernet grape.
can't see
He
no more.
only makes he makes a few
Tyler will have to get a picture of the bottle.
like a
Yes.
Nieblo and a couple other words I can't pronounce right. They sound racist, but they're not. And I
Oh, it's like some Italian stuff, and we can't speak Italian, so
I
let's
can't
just not
speak it,
try.
so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
But it's he don't sell it. It's just
Okay.
for friends and family and people that
Yep.
buys wine from him.
Now
He'll
this
sell
you
you
can
some.
buy.
This you can buy. You only find it in a real fine restaurant like out in Vegas and some of the really nice places. And and he also
can get
makes
you
a
hooked up there.
Sangiovese, which is about not quite half the cost of this. It's probably just as good.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but it's a Sangiovese grape, which is what you get in most Italian wines.
Okay. Is the
unless
taste
it-
very similar, or is it? I mean, is there a lot of difference in it?
Very fruit forward.
Listen
It's
to him.
it's similar.
Impressed.
It's similar, but it's
This is
different.
how I got Angie
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
about
this is
wine
a guy-
lingo.
this is
Kind of
nothing
is a little
Smooth
bit.
operator
This is
right
a
here,
guy
folks.
Well, he was dropping ice in white wine to
Yeah,
start, so
yeah.
I'm going to listen to what
That
he
was
says.
in
man.
'95 when I was still in school.
Yeah,
That was in 1995.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Were you
and
still in
that-
diapers?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I had already graduated. Big old cap by
Oh
then.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know much about it. I tried to get into this a few years ago, and I don't know much about it. And believe it or not, at the bar, we don't sell much wine. I mean, it's not a huge. I mean, if you're coming to like a bar, it's just not a big thing. And we sell burgers and stuff like that.
You
so
know
it's-
why?
Why is that?
Because you don't have any good wine.
Well, that's probably a lot
If
of
you
it.
had good wine, you would sell good wine.
I don't know. I've
I
had
go
good
to a
wine
bar.
before.
I go to a bar and I say, "What kind of wine do they have?" Oh, we have Merlot and we have Cabernet and we have
Yeah.
Riesling. I'm like, okay, who made it? Well,
I don't know.
don't
We have
know.
Merlot.
We
We
got
have
Merlot, we got
Cabernet.
Cabernet. So usually, if the person that's selling the booze or a good bartender knows their stuff.
Yeah.
But well, you guys are all bartenders. You should know.
Well,
your
not
stuff.
really.
Yeah,
Not
that's-
really.
I-
Yeah.
In name
No.
only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bar, but
You
I'm not
don't know.
really a
I know.
bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the top brass.
Yeah, we're
the top brass.
more
We're
beer
rubbing-
chuggers.
I tell people if just put one or two decent wines in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have customers come in that normally wouldn't come to your place because there's something in there for everybody.
Well, my thing is with the wine,
like Scotch or like
Oh
the
yeah.
bourbons you're talking about.
Exactly.
You got to
Well-
have a couple good ones.
but the
Yes,
difference is
yes.
they keep. Wine doesn't keep.
of course it does.
Oh yes, it does. Oh, you're talking about after, like you
Yeah.
sell it by the glass.
Yeah, so if you
course
sell
it
it by the
does.
glass, and I mean, if we're kind of hit and miss, you're a week or two, you just can't keep a glass or a bottle sitting around.
They got a thing you stick in there, you suck the air out of it. It'll last 2 or 3 weeks.
And at this point in time, I don't know if we'd even sell it then. Because wine's just not
It's
hot.
not
down
I'm
here.
coming to town. You will.
If you're now, if Mike Skinner's here, by God, I will.
pay a corking
I'll have
fee.
the LPR.
Yeah.
and we'll have it. We'll have it.
We'll come shoot pool. And drink.
Yes.
Well, that's when
If
I
you
tell
got
Mike, I
LPR,
said,
I'm
just
bringing
order a
Angie.
damn beer. Yeah. I said, just order a damn beer, or I get like a tequila drink. You
No, I
have
have-
good tequila in that
Yeah,
bar.
we have good tequila. Now I've got something that I'd never done, and I just bought it out of Gimmick. We have wine on draft. They had they sold us a keg of, I forget what it is now.
That's
It's been-
barley wine, wasn't it?
No. Well, I've had that. That's more of a beer, but
Yeah.
we actually had a red wine on draft. It took a special tap and everything, right? And we put it on right before COVID, and then I just took it off.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
have it.
Was it sweet or was it?
yeah, it
more
was
like
just
this?
it was a red wine, but it wasn't
See,
it wasn't a
this
dry
isn't
one.
sweet.
It was
this
a
is
real.
pretty dry. But this
This
has
is
got, you
pretty
can
dry.
taste fruit
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't
it's
like
good.
make
Yeah.
you go.
And this is, he doesn't say this, but it's as organic as it gets.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, he
No
don't use any kind of-
pesticides, no fertilizers.
You're like all serious
it's just
tonight.
like whatever.
How
the
many?
hell-
How many?
Whatever it is, it is.
How big a property is he raising his vineyard on? I mean, is it
He
big?
has
big-
400 acres, and he has anywhere from 75 to 150 acres plant.
Under Vine.
Yeah, under Vine.
Under
Listen
Vine.
to you.
Very-
Wow.
Hey,
See,
Punch
you
isn't
thought
messing
I
around.
was being-
Yeah, he's not messing around.
Yeah.
I'm into agriculture. I'm into
He
agriculture.
starts drinking that wine, and he all of a sudden he's got rid
Now
of the
he's
ice
feeling it.
cubes.
Yeah, now he's
Expert, the
feeling
way
it.
I see it,
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, I'm gonna
next
claim
time,
it.
next time he'll ask and be like, well, how many acres of that are UV?
Yeah. Under Vine. Yeah.
Under Vine.
That's
UV.
like all UV.
Yeah.
He just got that. Wait,
yeah.
he's hit a lot of walls. It took him a while to get that one. I got it.
It's like Colorado. Everybody was beer connoisseurs until they legalized marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're all agriculturists.
Yeah.
Botanist.
Yeah,
Yes,
oh, yeah.
botanist.
Botanist,
Yes, it
yes.
sounds more professional.
And
than
they
that.
make way more money.
So
The cool thing about Frank Altamira, though, is that he's just a redneck farmer. Like, for real. He might be out in Napa Valley, but always wears jeans. He always has, like, on a flannel or plaid shirt.
Yeah.
And Mike was out there playing at some fancy golf club, and they said, well, Frank's going to bring some wine out for you guys. He don't play golf. No way, because he just, And then when he comes
It's
out
8
there.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. He showed up with, like,
Breakfast.
all these little deals, but didn't he show up in jeans? And you were like, oh
my
does
gosh.
Frank know that he can't wear jeans out there? And what'd they say? They said,
Frank can wear anything
Yeah,
he
he can
wants.
wear whatever he wants.
It's Frank Altamira.
Yeah, if he's bringing that wine, then he can wear whatever the hell he wants.
yeah, they're not going to complain
So
about that.
yesterday I was I played in a golf thing here in town yesterday, and I'm not a golfer, but I played with a guy, and they actually talked about this for I know at least 2 or 3 holes, but there was 2 guys in our foursome that had they were both first class. There's a wine club.
Wine club here or at
No,
that club?
no. They were talking about the subscriptions. One guy said it was $150 a month, and they mailed you 15
Oh,
bottles.
that's usually crap.
Oh, yeah.
Usually what they do is they send you one okay bottle.
They'll
I'm
send
sorry,
you
they're
one or
probably
two
going to be
good
mad at me.
bottles and the
But
rest
then-
of the
yeah,
stuff
and
you
then
shine
it's-
your shoes with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while we'd go out
they
for the
take your money.
race. Yeah, and I'd get drunk and I'd sign up for some of those. And then Mike
Yeah.
would go, what'd you sign up? This is crap.
No, after we'd pay a 2-year subscription.
Yeah.
He'd be like, what'd you sign? I was like, just serve that at the party. Nobody
Yeah.
will know.
Yeah.
Bring it to the bar.
I'm going to bring it to your bar.
Yeah.
You make 100% profit.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
donation.
Yeah. There you go.
We got Merlot, we got Cabernet.
Yeah. He forgets sometimes we're in Jackson County when he's trying to tell
Now,
you.
if you're
to-
talking apples, we can name them all.
That hurt my feelings, though.
We get some cider.
What?
Just that the whole apple orchard's gone.
Oh,
and-
I know. It's
and-
It's still
and
there.
The building, yeah, but it's all houses now. And
Well,
Oh,
That's-
you're talking
that's
about
Henry's.
Henry's. Well, there's still Richard Brothers.
Richard's Brothers
Is it
is out
still?
there. Well, but I mean, there's
Yep.
still some trees on it. And now they've got a War X course out there.
Yeah,
That's where the
obstacle course
Jeep ride
race,
went
yeah.
this year. We had a ball out there.
Yeah, and we're actually doing their beer event.
Yeah.
We're going to help them with their
We're hosting
race.
their
that'd be cool.
their event in October. So.
Yeah, we're going to go out there and do some filming and try to help. They're great guys, but they have taken over the orchard. But there was I think 40-some orchards here at one time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm pretty big in with the guys who do the Apple Festival, and I'm in that organization, and that's what our major thing has been. There hasn't been any orchards
no.
around here.
Yeah, we're for the Jackson Apple Festival. We're bringing apples in from Laurelville, I believe.
Oh,
No, that or Minford.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
Well, there's no orchard. You know,
know
they
it.
can't do anything about it. We had the record for the biggest apple pie for a
Oh,
while.
yeah,
I
they
think
did
we
that.
have the Guinness book for apple bobbing.
Well, the Apple Festival was a big deal.
Were you a
Oh,
queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You weren't
She's
a
a
queen?
queen, all right.
No. No. I was never. I think I kind of maybe a couple times I thought, oh, maybe I should try. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm never going to win that. That's political.
So no,
I was Poe.
No, I've heard just since people knew that you guys were
I
coming on
didn't
the
have
show.
no money. What?
People knew that you were coming on the show. You know, Chad and I was like, yeah, we're interviewing the Skinners, and so are you from Patriot?
No, from Jackson.
You're from Jackson. I thought you graduated with
I
Chad.
corrected that gentleman last night when he said that.
I am
yeah.
not. Where's Paige? I don't even know.
She's a year ahead of me.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
I was
so
90, class of 90.
Patriot
You
is
were
in
class of
Gallia
90.
County. Do you have
You
any
were
family
Steve Deering?
from Patriot?
No, I mean, we Oak Hill, Blacklick.
That's what I mean. Oak Hill, but not. And I corrected the guy. I said, no, man, she's a Jackson girl.
No, I'm a
Yeah.
Jackson girl. I'm
Who
an
was that
Ironman.
telling me that? Who was it?
It was Philip Malone.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Say, Philip.
But I actually heard that twice.
Yeah,
I
he's-
thought that you had family. And,
He's a heck of a guy. And you know what? He had me convinced.
Yeah.
After the second, I'm like, man,
well, so
maybe
now
she does have
we
family
had-
over in Gallia County. I don't know.
No Gallia. I was always
didn't know.
Fairborn, Ohio was
Yes.
where before I moved to Jackson.
Oh.
But we would always come to Jackson because both my grandmas had farms, and so we
Okay.
would come every
Well,
weekend.
see, I
to
was
the
thinking
farm.
maybe one of those farms was in
No,
in
it's
Patriot
that
or
was
Patriot.
in Blacklick. And Oak
Where's
Hill.
Oh, okay.
you talking about Black Fork or Black Lick?
No, the Holler. No, it's the Holler.
yeah.
It was
Black
decent.
Lick. Where's Black Lick?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not far from the swamp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know the swamp?
I don't live actually very far from the swamp.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Have you guys
my
ever
dad-
been in there? Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, Mike loves the swamp. And my grandma
Great
prayed
pizza.
for him when he went.
Great pizza.
When you walk in a place and there's blood stains on the pool table,
You know you're home. You know you're home.
So my dad used to visit the swamp a lot, and one of my last conversations with my poor dad, he had called, and we were flying to a race or something, and we had stopped to get fuel or something. Anyways, he called me and he says, "Ange, he stuttered. He goes, I'm at the swamp." And he said, and they all want to know.
Come on.
They said, we all want to know when Mike's going to win a race. And I said, Dad, he's driving the yellow turd. That's when he was in the Kodak car, and it was awful. And I was like, we're not going to win a race in this car. He said, well, they're harassing me out here at the swamp, da-da-da.
That's a big NASCAR community
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. That's a big NASCAR community.
And so every year we send a Christmas card to the swamp.
Oh,
Still to this
Gary?
day.
Awesome. Still
Yes,
Gary?
yes. We send a Christmas card to the swamp, and my dad one time for Christmas got us swamp sweatshirts. I still have them.
Yeah, that place is an original, man.
Oh,
You
It's
know,
great.
playing music down there is one of the best experiences I've ever had. I mean, man, they danced from the first song to the last. I mean, it was amazing.
They know how to make a guy feel good.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was a ball.
When
Yeah.
my dad passed away, my brother-in-law Randy, he graduated from Oak Hill, and Mike, they said, in my dad's memory, we're going to go to the swamp. And they
And drink.
tied and drink. Well, we had to go pick him up. It was big. It was
yeah,
a big
yeah.
night down in Oak Hill.
we drove there, but we couldn't drive back.
No,
Yeah.
thankfully they called us.
Now, did anybody recognize you in there, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
That's-
They all
that's-
knew who I was through Larry.
Yeah, yeah.
And they thought it was cool that we came out and shot some
Oh, yeah.
pool
Yeah,
and drank
that's
some beers.
I was
and-
actually concerned when we first came to town because NASCAR fans, they don't like you. They don't like you. And I thought, oh. And this kid-
The problem is I'm just as redneck as they were.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they
So
loved
we all
it.
got along just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Mike?
I'm speaking of rednecks.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Southern California,
Okay.
but I was raised up in the Sierra Nevadas,
Okay.
about 83 miles from Reno, Nevada.
All right.
A little town called Susanville, and it's up high altitude, big trees, big logging community, beautiful, beautiful country. Everybody said, well, I always thought, well, when I'm done racing, I'll always want to go back there. The only problem with Susanville, California, is it's in California.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going through a lot of troubles right now. Aren't
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And
Taxes are through the roof.
Well,
like
and the
you can't.
politics are just horrible.
Yeah.
And the taxes are stupid, and to get a permit to do anything, you were talking about fixing your studio up
Yep.
and doing stuff here, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And but it's a beautiful country.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
such a
It's
shame.
pretty.
Yeah.
It burns down every year.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
why
it
it's so
grows back
green.
really fast.
Yeah, it grows back clean, green.
Well, I mean, do you find the area in the mountains that you guys are at there in North Carolina, is it similar?
It is, except for the size of the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's out
smaller.
there.
It's smaller trees, but it's very, very beautiful.
You don't have the
and,
differences in landscape though in North Carolina like
No.
you would out there.
No,
You don't have
No, you
green
don't.
and sand and you
No.
know.
but in the Carolinas where we're at, there's like 230 some odd waterfalls within a 20-25 mile radius.
Really?
It's beautiful. And
I was telling Chad, you guys need to do your Jeep deal.
Oh, hey, I'll tell
well,
you what.
it's Jeep country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
insane.
I want to come to your cabin, man. I'm gonna rent that out. That thing looks
it's-
awesome.
Oh,
do you guys rent out a
condos
cabin
on
down
the,
there?
Yeah, we have
Or is
the
it a
cabin.
condo?
We have a condo
Oh,
on the
yeah.
waterfall, and then our cabin's right by it. And then I told Chad, I said, if y'all come, we'll do a big cookout. We'll have y'all over.
Yeah.
We have a bar. We call it Bar 39.
Okay.
We can do a show at Bar 39.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right there in the middle of the mountain.
Yeah.
And we've got this Bronco golf cart, and he puts the stereo on.
Yeah.
We blare the music out there.
I want to rent that condo out for a weekend or a week or
You
however
will,
long
you
that
guys
goes.
will
Those are awesome.
absolutely
Yeah.
love it. It's really, really cool.
You sit on the balcony and you're overlooking about a 200 or 300 foot waterfall.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And
I
all
mean,
of
and
our
it's not
friends
flowing a little
own-
water, it's a lot.
No, it's a
Oh,
big
yeah,
waterfall.
yeah.
And all of our friends own all the condos in that building, and so it's great because you could have a big group of people
It's
come.
like a big
and-
family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's real fun. It's really cool. But when you were talking about California, I'm surprised he hasn't made fun of us yet about our fascination with Ohio because he's not like that with California. I mean, he's like, I'm from California, whatever. And if someone says, where are you from? And I'll go, I'm from Ohio.
Oh, yeah, everybody, yeah.
I'm a fuck.
Yeah, Ohioans are definitely proud, right?
And I'm like, aren't you guys like that out there?
Would you like a little bit
Mike,
more?
let's do it. I told you I loved it.
And he didn't think we were going to.
I won't drink too much of it. How's that?
Now, I've got a little treat for you guys. All right. And then,
good.
yes, I will come back to that. But I got, Angie being from Jackson, I'm sure she's given you one of these before, Mike. Have you ever had a ski pop? Ski, our local beverage of choice.
I don't
Ski
think
pop.
so.
It's a.
You haven't had a ski?
It's
You are
it's
failing.
a soda that they
You're
just make here.
failing. If
I'm
you
sorry.
haven't introduced
I'll
him,
know after I see it.
Well, no. This is
Yeah.
actually the next iteration of ski. Okay.
I
So-
didn't know we've gotten that fancy.
Oh,
with
we've gotten
ski
very
pop.
fancy with ski. Ski is now brewing beer.
Oh.
And this is called a brew ski. And you'll
A
notice by the
brewski.
can. Yeah.
it's delicious.
And it has.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, and that's the ski logo.
Oh, it's a
Ski
ski.
pop.
It's ski.
So a ski
Same-
pop
same
is
people.
like the
Yeah.
in between a Mountain Dew and a 7-Up.
Yeah, more
Don't
or
you
less.
think?
Just a lot more caffeine, it seems
Well,
like.
there was a lot of caffeine in
It's
ski
kind of
pop.
like I would compare it to Mellow Yellow, only a
Yeah.
little bit,
Yes.
maybe a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Or Red Bull.
definitely ski
It's
pop.
kind of like a Red Bull and Mellow Yellow
Now-
combined.
now
that
Cool.
actually is
Now
good.
that beer doesn't really taste like ski.
It's got citrus
but
in
you
it.
you gotta just take a taste of it.
So it was warm.
I
you
know.
in Europe or something?
Yeah, well, I
He just
Well,
got done telling you, Chad, he's not going to drink anything really
mean,
temperature.
well, here's the problem.
Got any
I'm gonna
ice
taste it.
cubes?
Yeah, here's the problem. It is that
If I
now
like it, I'll go get it cold.
it's already lost significant market share, I think, and I had to buy it warm. They didn't have any cold. Anywhere I went, in
It didn't
Jackson-
sell. It came out hot.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
doing well.
yeah.
Let me try
Let me
it.
go first.
I like it. I drink it a lot.
It's not horrible. I mean, I've tasted worse. It's not awesome.
It's not awesome, but it's not bad.
That's
Does it ta-
encouraging,
does it ta-
baby.
does it
I
taste
mean-
like
That's
ski?
encouraging.
Yeah,
It does not taste like ski at all.
it looks like it, but doesn't.
It looks
taste
like it, and I love the name. The name and the logo is fantastic. Very vintage looking. But
Brewski.
brewski.
I think it would be way better if it was cold.
I do.
Yeah,
I
it is.
actually,
Yeah,
I
it's-
could drink this if it was cold. What's the alcohol content?
It's pretty high. It's like
that their
I think
sales?
that's 5.2, maybe 5.5.
Oh, here it is. 4.2. I need my
4.2.
readers.
4-2.
4.2.
One of them is it the
Pretty good.
IPA?
Yeah, they've got one.
One
They've
of
got an
them.
IPA out too. Like they got. There's one that's in like a light.
Okay,
blue
help me
can.
out with something because if I go, I mean, I like a cold Coors Light or Bud Light or
Yeah.
Bush latte.
Bush latte.
Bush
We've got
Latte.
this. Yeah, that's our.
That's our go-to.
Yeah.
But
It's
so
our Gatorade.
what's the deal with the IPAs? I mean, everybody's into these crazy.
You got to have you got to have a MacBook. You got to have Vans and skinny jeans.
Okay,
It-
that's
yeah.
what I was thinking. So
it helps if you have like a long beard.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
that
too,
yes,
yeah.
it's kind of like a hipster
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because anytime I go into a place and they're like, "Oh, we have IPA," would you like? And I was like, "No, just like a Bud."
Yeah.
If
But-
you know what you're getting,
No, I'm
though,
a-
it's
I'm a
just
big
it's just
fan.
like wine beer. It's just like wine.
Mm-hmm.
If you and it took, I bucked it hard, man. I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah.
And but if once I kind of got into figuring out what they were, took me a couple years. Now I can go in there and I'll drink one or two, and then I'm back on the lattes.
Then
you
you're.
know?
I like the
You know?
lattes.
Yeah, I'm washing
We
it down with the
prefer a
latte.
nice latte.
PBR, little
Yeah,
PBR.
I like a little PBR,
I like
yeah.
PBR.
Yeah.
When you go fishing, little PBR.
Mm-hmm.
What did you had Coors Extra Gold, right? Out
Oh
in
my
California,
God.
wasn't that one of your?
Oh
and he
my.
used to pour it
It
out.
was like
and-
drinking Colt 45.
Yeah.
But he had it was a sponsor, and so you would have to pour it out, and then you'd pour something else in it.
They
and drink out of
sponsored
it.
my race car.
Oh, so you had.
Yeah,
Since I'm retired, they're probably not going to sponsor me anymore.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, we're over that.
well, I would
That tastes
pour
the
it out and put Michelob Ultra in there
Yeah.
and
A
walk
little
around
latte.
and drink it
Yeah.
because it was just, it was really good beer, but it was so big, so heavy. It was like a, I mean, I love a Guinness,
Oh,
do
yeah,
too,
Yeah,
yeah.
so do
but
I.
I'm not going to sit there and drink 6 or 8 of them.
No,
Yeah.
no, you can't.
Hell no.
And that's kind of the way IPAs are. Too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll warm up with one.
Yeah, I love the taste of them. I guess it's kind of an acquired taste with the pale ales and the IPAs. I like that bitterness.
See, I always thought pale ale would mean it would be lighter.
No,
I don't
no,
know. I
no,
would think,
well,
and so I'll order one
You
and I'll
get
go.
pale if you drink more
yeah,
than 2
it's
of
just,
them.
yeah, it's
like, wow.
It'll turn you pale.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a it's got a lot of. It's a very hoppy flavor, so it's bitter.
Yeah.
So
I don't like but I like the lighter. Like sometimes I was in this place, actually on Lake Norman. One of our friends opened a little brewery, and they had like something peach brew, but it wasn't even fruity. But it was just a light beer, but it had a little hint of
peach.
and it was actually pretty good. But see, I'm like, I can only drink. I only like beer when it's really cold. I cannot drink it warm. So I always tell people, charge me for the whole pint, but I just want like a fourth pint. I don't even want a half pint. I just want, because I want to drink it while it's still. So a lot of times
They say, we'll give you a fourth pint. We're charging you for a half
I'm
pint.
like, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't care. I just don't
whatever.
want to waste it, but I'm not going to. So
Uh-huh.
it has to stay cold. That's why I like those little Coronitas, what are those little Coronas,
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
out, you put those are cute. Those little lime in there.
I'll tell you a beer that I used to really, really enjoy, but it has to be cold. The original Miller High Life in the bottle.
Oh,
the
yeah, the
champagne
champagne
beers.
of beers, man.
Great beer.
I almost,
Amazing beer.
I almost brought the sign tonight.
Yeah.
I've got a
But
sign in my garage.
It's got to be cold, though.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
it starts getting warm,
Yeah, it's over.
Well, I
piss.
think any beer, the quality of beer of any beer goes down if it's warm.
Did you
man.
get into the Little
I mean,
Kings? Did you ever do the Little Kings?
no.
Oh,
You remember
I've never
little-
had.
Oh, that was a
Oh,
Jackson
Little
staple.
Kings,
That's
yeah.
probably what you cut your teeth on.
Well, see, I didn't listen.
Oh,
I
the
was
little shorties?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little green
They're like a
bottles.
cream ale.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
And
are coming back around.
They had those, and then back, man,
Jenny
I'm really
Cream
telling
Ale.
my age, but they had something called Mickey Big Mouth.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Why-
remember-
they
yeah.
still got a Mickey
Baby
Big
Buds
Mouths,
were
yeah.
big.
they?
whenever I
Yeah,
was-
the little barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard
I
of
never
those.
had those.
Oh, that's
This
good
is
stuff.
BA.
Before Angie.
Yeah.
BA.
There's a lot that went on BA before
Would you
Angie.
not like another little
Please,
splash?
please, if you don't
Of
care.
Oh, and I
LPR?
like how his speech changes when he drinks wine. Please.
Yeah. Oh,
Please,
Chad.
thank
Well,
you.
Well, I mean,
what you'll get
I'm
with
try-
Chad
I'm
is
trying to do it right.
drinking class.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it right. Yeah. yeah.
So are you going to change the name of this thing when you guys get all skinny to skinny?
Well,
A lot of people
if
talk
we
about
do get skinny, trust me, it'll be short lived. It
Yeah,
always has
we'll
been.
get-
I'll be
Yeah.
obese again by
Yeah,
Christmas.
Yeah,
Well, you just got to know where you're at. you know?
Yeah.
I do have a challenge though
Okay,
for you
what
guys.
what is
I
that?
talked to somebody about this today. Mike had mentioned if you're on the diet, and honest to God, people laugh at us about pickleball, but I have done some research. There is pickleball at the Jackson YMCA.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pat
I know,
Icesnuggle.
yeah,
Pat
Pat
and Kathy
Icesnuggle.
run that. That's
Oh, that really
Mike
Pat
Morgan's
Kathy
dad.
do?
Yeah.
Mike Morgan's dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like right
I
now.
love
Mike and
Pat
Melanie.
Icesnuggle
Fastest
and
growing
Kathy.
sport.
Mike
I've
and
been
Melanie.
wanting
In
to
the United
play.
States.
They run the whole deal.
It's crazy.
Kathy.
Okay.
Kathy.
That's-
I
I'm gonna
think,
Facebook Pat because I'm Facebook friends with Pat, and I've been when I'm in town, I actually want.
I don't know if they're doing it with COVID.
Oh, they might not be.
Now I don't know. They very well might be. But,
Okay, well, see, we're still playing in the mountains, but we're outside. We have outdoor courts, but
I think they play inside at the Y.
I had a challenge that I was going to. Well, they could line a tennis court for us. Okay, so I was
Oh,
thinking
boy,
about
here we
this.
go.
So I've got to come back here probably late October because
Yeah.
I'm trying to come and see my mom
Sure.
before we go back down to Florida.
Sure.
And I'm thinking that you guys should learn how to play pickleball. Okay.
okay.
And you take some maybe Pat, Kathy, or
Okay.
Mr. Morris, that they
Yeah,
can
yeah,
all teach you how to play. And then when I come back, I will pick a friend, a girl. I'll get a girl,
Okay.
and we'll play you guys.
I ain't playing them Donaldson girls. Them Coopers. I
They
ain't
don't
playing them
count.
Coopers, bud.
They don't
Listen,
count. Yeah, they
listen,
don't
I ain't
count.
playing them
Yeah.
Coopers.
Yeah,
I
they
would
don't
play
count.
them in checkers. You know?
Belena's going to be my partner. Come on now. Come on.
the
Chad, you
challenge. I'll
played
be-
football.
All right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
we got this.
Yeah,
We got
you
Play.
played football.
Yeah.
The key word being
I'm gonna be his
played.
partner.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Oh, Belina and I
We're going to whip your ass.
let's go.
You hear this,
All right.
Belina?
Let's go,
Yeah.
big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he's pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
All right.
And he does not like to lose.
No, I used to play racquetball, and I even played tennis for a while.
Oh,
Well,
wait a minute.
I used to
Oh.
play a lot of racquetball.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I was ever any good at it.
I mean, neither. Yep. Me neither.
I played.
Yeah.
And I had this buddy of mine named Rich Wilshire, and he whipped the crap out of me. And I would get so into it, I'd bash myself in the face.
Yeah.
Black my own
Yeah, oh,
eyes.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's a great game, man. I love
I
racquetball.
know, but
Yep.
it's a little younger man's game.
Well, I'll be 40 in May, so I'm still probably able to do it. How old are you, Mike?
I'm 106.
My God, you're aging well. You use good cream?
That
Just for
man
men.
has a great skin cream.
Yeah.
Skin cream regiment. I
I'm
can see.
63.
63. Okay.
And
Wow.
it's I've had 4 knee surgeries
Yeah.
and back surgeries and neck and shoulders and everything
Is
else. So-
pickleball low enough impact though that it doesn't
Yes,
mess with that
it
kind of
doesn't
stuff?
That's
mess
one of
with
the
it
reasons
as much
why.
as like tennis.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and like I was I love to play tennis. I was never any good at that either. I was okay.
I sucked at tennis.
But you're running half court instead of full court.
Right.
And so you're not planting that you're not tearing your knees up or your body up as much. It's just a little easier on your body, but you get just as good a cardio.
You get a good workout with
You know what it is? You get a good workout. You kind of got to keep score. You kind of use your strategizing, so it's good for your head.
You're using your mind and your body.
Yeah, but you can play for like an hour and a half or two, and you don't realize because I hate exercising because I look at the clock the whole time. Oh my God, I've only been doing this for 10 minutes, and I've got 20 more to go. Are you kidding?
Right.
So when you're doing this and you're laughing, you're usually harassing one
fun,
another and. Well, you aren't because you're so serious. But we all make fun of you.
You complain the whole time.
I do not complain. Admit that I have gotten a lot better.
You have gotten really good, honey.
Okay.
How long does it take to pick it up? I mean, is it something
Quick.
that came to you naturally, or I mean,
for some people, but I think it took us a year.
Okay, just to get used to the.
And they rate from 1 to 5. 5s are like professionals.
Okay.
I'm not. Don't hold me on this, but I think I was a -5 when I started. And I'm probably a 3 or something, a 2 or 3 now. I don't
You're
think
higher
I'm
than a 2.
Do they score it like tennis, or how do you score it?
Similar.
Kind of.
Ping
It's
pong,
kind of
or?
weird. It's like you get 2 serves because we play doubles. We don't play. Well, we try to play singles, and then he just ticks me off, and then I throw my racket and get mad and quit.
What did I just say a minute ago?
He just explained this to us.
And
Because he's a jerk, and he'll do stuff that I can never
He was
return.
the competitive one. It sounds to me like maybe
so
Thank you,
aggressive.
guys. These boys have been around the block.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're very
Our
young.
wife's beat on us too. So.
yeah. I mean, that's.
You're going to have to give that. You'll have to give Pat a call.
You know
we
what,
gotta
man?
set this
Those
up.
guys have been. Every time I see Mike and those, they're like, "Hey, man, come play." And I know several of the people that do that.
You have to go. I'm
your
telling
weight will
you.
fall off you, especially
Yeah.
if you're doing other things to complement that, and you're still getting your proteins, but you can sweat.
Do they play? How often do they play, man?
They were playing 2 or 3 nights a week.
See, the problem I run into is I travel about 3 or 4 nights a week, and I'm not in town.
So you're not in town as much.
But
If you did it once or twice a week,
Well, they
Yeah,
usually do it
you'll
on
find a way
Fridays
to
and
do it
Saturdays.
more because it's addictive.
You're gonna love it. Yeah.
And
sounds like-
you'll see that scale start going down. You're like, oh,
Well, Pudge, we should just create you and I an unstoppable team of pickleballers.
You know what our name could be?
What's that?
Domination.
Oh, domination.
Okay. Then I'm
Chubby
gonna.
bartenders, the healthy bartender.
The healthy bartender. I'm gonna pick Belina Cooper
chubby
Donaldson
picklers.
is gonna be my partner.
The chubby picklers.
now listen,
I like the chubby
Chubby
picklers.
pickles.
Chubby pickles.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that could get you in a lot of
Wait.
trouble.
Oh, wait a
there.
minute.
Yeah. I don't know if that's
No comment.
Yeah. I'll tell you
That
what.
is a good name.
Well,
is.
it would make great T-shirts.
It would.
I think,
The chubby
You could
pickles.
sell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you could help pay for the studio.
Make sure we get
Yeah,
those
okay.
printed off and copyrighted before we air this, okay?
The chubby pickles. Yeah. We're coming for you, pickleballers of
Yeah.
Jackson. Yeah.
We need to do this. I'm telling
But
you.
no, I agree with Pudge. Donaldson is out.
No, Belina's my
The
partner.
Cooper girls out.
Listen, Belina
Yeah.
has never played pickleball. She makes fun of me because I play pickleball.
Yeah.
And literally, I told her that I had a tournament last week, and she was like, "Do I have to come there and coach you? I don't even know anything about the sport." She goes, "I'll figure it out." But I told her, I said, "Would you play with me?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, I'll figure it out. But how about we don't let her play
Okay.
until the match, and I have like an hour before the match."
You've probably already texted her and told her you were going to set this up.
I-
She's probably at home doing
She's
pull-ups
probably
right now.
listening right
Yeah,
now.
Hey,
yeah.
you know what?
Rocky, she's
Yeah,
training.
she's down there right now
Here's
taking
my-
balls off the
here-
side of
here's-
the garage, just
here's-
practicing.
Here's my condition. I mean, this is going to be
against the
like
wall.
when Billie Jean King absolutely
Yes.
embarrassed the hell out of that
Yeah.
guy. I mean, it'll be the same thing. But you know what? My only condition is let us film it
Well, yes.
for this.
I think absolutely,
yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Angie did that to me. I played.
Oh, Irina Terenchenko.
Yes, and
They
she's
got
like in the
lit
top
one night.
2 or 3 in the country.
They
And
had-
I got her a little buzzed on some good wine and some stuff.
Was
and
that LPR?
we-
Is that what you did?
yeah.
I see what you do
Got
there.
to running that mouth a little bit.
Yeah, getting her head.
And I scored 2 points.
I called a win.
She whipped the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Redheaded stepchild. I'm telling you, she beat the crap out of me.
And she was laughing
And
the whole
she
time.
laughed the whole time.
Yeah, which was funny.
That's
My bet was that I would get 2 points, and I got my 2 points.
There you go. There you go. Call it a win.
there you
Call
go.
it a win.
So that's a win.
He thought it was.
So in retirement, you're doing pickleball and going to
Golf.
Florida, golf.
Golf, and I'm her what you call Mr. Green Jeans.
Yeah.
Fix this, honey, do
Yeah,
this,
honey,
honey,
do.
do that.
Yes, that's true.
So you've got the Skinner Roundup, okay?
Yes.
And that is a social media.
No,
Well, so actually, it's
a national radio show.
Well, it's
Okay.
on SiriusXM.
Okay.
So on the NASCAR channel. So I went back. I worked in Columbus in radio before
Okay.
I ran off with the race
I
car
don't know
driver.
much about
Yeah.
what you guys
So
do.
when I graduated from Capitol,
Yeah.
I was a news director for a while in Zanesville.
Okay.
And then I got a job at
Did you ever go to the
WNCI.
Smiling Goat?
And I was morning news. I went there.
Well, the Smiling Goat was a bar there.
I didn't go to the bars. I was poor.
Oh, okay. Yep,
I made
yep.
like $100 a week.
Okay, yeah, I
I
get it.
thought radio folks were rich.
Hey, we're
man.
working on that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are working on that. So yeah,
We
I
were
never
rich
went
for
there.
a while.
Yeah.
I was only like my big outing was pizza rolls and a beer watching Buckeye football on Saturday.
okay.
That,
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
that was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So we went and so I was doing radio in Columbus, and then met Mike, ran off with Mike, and then I decided to get back into radio, and so SiriusXM has a NASCAR channel.
Okay.
And I got on a show called Sirius Speedway with
Sirius
Dave.
XM, Channel 90.
Yeah, Sirius XM Speedway with Dave Moody. So I've kind of treated that like my college. 4 years going back into the radio business, kind of earned my stripes and loved it. And we have the best radio fans, and NASCAR fans are amazing. Mike was retiring, and we kind of wanted to have fun. I didn't want to work 3 to 7 every day. Let's just be honest. I was like, I don't want to do this from 3 to 7 every day. So, but I didn't want to leave the station
Think
because I
they'll
love
give
the
your job
fans.
back?
I know I kind of need it now after COVID. Moody's like, I don't want to hear back. So, anyways, we came up with this show called Skinner Roundup because anytime there's not a NASCAR race on a Sunday, they would call and say, "Do you and Mike want to fill in?" And I'm like, "Well, if you're always asking us to fill in, just give us
our own show."
Give us our own show.
Right.
Yeah.
So they
said,
did.
okay. I'm like, God, be careful what you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
So we started that about 6 years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and
At least.
yeah, and so we're on every Sunday and we fill in a lot on the channel too.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun, and get to do all the different shows when people go on vacation, so we can still stay connected with the fan base that listen to the channel because you get connected to those people. They call
Sure.
into the show,
Yeah.
and you see them at races, and
Hell, during COVID we made friends.
yeah,
In the middle of a pandemic.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because we have not done the show during COVID.
Yeah, they
because
shut it
all
down.
Of the other, all of the other,
Their producers didn't come
full-time-
in. See, you're a badass.
Yeah,
You come in
producers
during
couldn't
COVID.
Come in, but they were the other full-time host. They were giving all the work to them, and now once the season's caught back up again now.
Yep.
So toward the end of at the end of the season, we'll probably be on every Sunday in the wintertime. We're on every Sunday. There's not a NASCAR race. So
Unless
if they
we've
race
been
on
fired
Saturday
and
night,
we don't know about it.
we've got a show on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we fill in for other hosts. So we'll be back up soon.
Yeah.
Here in
Well, we
a
think.
few months, we think. Hope.
I think it's starting to turn the page. I mean, I've noticed that at the bar. We
Getting more people out.
yeah, and we've been diving into the realm of live music again, and
that's
we've been doing comedy. We have comedy every 2 weeks, so that's been
Jackson
selling out.
Arnman.
Yeah,
on
we
the,
got the Arnman.
Arvin.
Yeah, we got the
Arnman.
Arnman. We play the football games on the big screen. And,
Okay, I actually saw that, and when I was driving by, and I thought
Yeah.
that is so cool that they're playing. I mean, for the kids, and
Oh yeah,
that's a
because
big
you
deal.
can't go to the games.
Yes, so
no.
that was brilliant marketing.
So your Facebook page, Skinner Roundup, that is to promote the radio.
Correct.
Okay, which is on.
And then we do
It's syndicated in, right?
Yeah, on
Okay.
SiriusXM, and so
Okay.
it's like one of the upgraded channels if you
Okay.
have to pay for the
If you
NASCAR
pay
channel.
for the subscription.
So, but we also I do a lot of social media stuff that we put on there. So
Yeah,
that's
I've noticed
probably
that.
why you thought that.
Yep.
So I started doing this thing called Angie Skinner Off Track, which are just goofy, I don't know. They hit
I saw
me. I don't
you
plan
had
on
that. You had that nice deal with the curlers.
That's
I was
this week.
thinking about buying some of those.
Yes,
for
I
myself.
test marketed
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
I was doing a video about how freaky it is when you're on social media and like all these ads come up and you're like, how'd they know that I wanted?
Freaky.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
is freaky.
Yeah, it's bad.
And
yeah.
I got to drinking wine one night and I ordered these curlers and they came in and I'm like, don't remember. I don't. Did I order these? Why did I order these? And how do you use these? So that was my video this week.
But it looked like it worked.
They worked.
Yeah,
they worked. I mean, it doesn't look like it tonight, but they worked.
So Angie, talk a little bit about your new business that you are.
Were you promoting because you want me to make money again?
Hey,
You're-
hubby
Big
turning
Daddy-
up the heat.
Big Daddy's a little upset.
Hey,
Big Daddy's a little upset
she
that
was
I haven't been making any money.
She was a kept woman for many, many years. My damn turn.
Now it's time
you
to
want
keep
switch
you, bud.
roles? Yeah, it's time. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like,
If I'm
bitch,
gonna
go
be
back
buying.
to work.
If I'm gonna be buying wine for my buddy Frank, she's gonna have to make some money.
Yeah, exactly.
He did. What did
No,
you tell
she's
me
got
when
a
you?
new venture she's working on.
I'm doing voiceover, so I'm doing like commercials.
Okay.
Corporate videos.
Okay.
If you need a voice to intro the Chubby Bartenders, I can record that for you, and I'll send it in there. And
You can do that from home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do it.
That's
Yeah.
what she
I
has
did-
her
well,
own
I
studio.
actually started. I got a studio at home and set it
good
all.
stuff.
Yeah.
Set it all up. One of the coolest gigs that I've been doing is it's called imaging, kind of when you promote like a different station and there are different shows. And so I've been doing the Big Ten channel. For me, that's cool because I'm a
yeah.
Buckeye
Yeah.
fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I got to do the NFL draft.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was really cool. So
Yeah.
they send me a list of all the players' names that are going to be in the draft, and it was basically I'm just saying their name, their position, and what school that they went to. So the big joke was they're like, Angie, you cannot say the Ohio State University.
They axed,
Because
they,
I was
they
like,
axed
J.K.
the
Dobbins,
Ohio State.
the Ohio State, and they're like, no, Angie, don't. So then the best part was because of COVID. I couldn't dial into the studio like I normally do it, so they had to find someone that had a home studio. So they call me and they go, "There's this guy John Jansen," and they're like, "You know him?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, big Michigan guy, and I'm like, "Oh hell no,
yeah.
I ain't dealing with that guy.
Yeah.
He's a Michigan
He's a
guy."
lineman there. Yeah,
yeah,
played there.
yeah. We're not doing. Yeah, but he's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we had this bit going back and forth. He actually helped me with some of the names because he does a lot of the college call and stuff for college football. But we were laughing so hard, and we had this deal. I was going to go on his show before the Ohio State Michigan because he'll send me like if he sends an email, he'll be like, "Okay, we'll record at this time," and then big M will flash,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I'll just do a little email and I'll go OH, and then we'll get on, we'll start recording, and then I'll be like, "When's the last time Michigan won against the Buckeyes?" By the way, John, when did that happen? When was that?
Been a minute.
Yeah. I have to work up there a lot, and I always tell people, man, I got all the Michigan shirts you could want, man, because they give those things away with a free tank of gas up there.
Yeah, we got to pay $50 for
Here we
ours.
go.
Nobody is.
There were fans in Michigan. Chad.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Mike laughed because when we got married,
We said let's don't talk about politics
Yeah.
and religion.
And you just hit
or
both.
Buckeyes and Michigan.
why? This is Ohio. We can talk about Buckeyes.
Have you got into the cameos yet? Have you seen the Cameo app?
No, what's that?
Oh, Mike, you should be doing
to,
this,
you need to
man.
be doing that.
What is
Social
this?
media is the devil.
This isn't social media.
This is what this is people send you an email, and they pay like they could
I
say.
don't want nobody to have my email.
Well, set up a fake one.
Cameo does it all for you. Like they'll be like, and they'll say, "All right, Mike, Chad and Pudge in Jackson, Ohio."
We're huge fans of
They're
yours.
huge fans of yours, and it's one of their birthdays.
Until you got
or
'em drunk on
or
Altamira.
one of them is sick or something like that. And
Well, how about you wish
could
them
you- could
best
you
wishes
yeah,
or
just-
something
and you basically
So you-
record like a 2-minute
on your
message
phone,
saying
or like
happy-
30 seconds. So,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the premise behind it was these guys were making like Mike Tyson. Let's say he's $3,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's making $3,000 in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Doing
Oh,
it.
so we can make money at this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. I
you
need
can
to
go
figure
on and
this
wish,
out.
Like fans and stuff, a happy birthday or whatever they request. I mean, and there's a charge for it. Absolutely.
And everybody's
You're
on there.
kidding.
Like
And
we
like-
could be on Cameo.
So this could be part of my other new business. I used to manage Ryan Newman too, so I could be like, all right, I got
You're
Newman,
my
I got
manager. Why
Skinner.
haven't
Both
you
of
came
them,
up with
like,
it?
Well, I'm learning. I'm your manager. I'm always learning.
You have both of them like just record like it comes to you and you just they basically read off. You know, you would read off.
And
to
the
Chad
more
and
the more
Pudge.
hits you get, the higher your price goes up.
Yeah, the price grows as
The price
as
grows
your-
as you're getting used.
That's crazy. Okay, I'll have to
It's
do
like
my
voiceover
research.
Because like Mike Tyson was like $600 for a minute. And then whenever he came out with his new fight, they took him off and then re-put him back on there. And he was, I mean, it's crazy. I could look it up, but yeah.
Okay, I am actually going to research this just because I didn't even know
Who's a big NASCAR guy right now?
Kevin Harvick.
Chase
Kevin-
Elliott. Well,
Kevin
Chase
Harvick.
Elliott would be more popular. Look up Chase Elliott because all the little girls probably want Chase Elliott. Wait, Skinner. You said you weren't going to drink this. We've got empty
While
Chubby
he's
Bartenders.
looking,
Come on.
while he's looking for that, I'll
Pop
tell
that. Pop that. corn.
you, Michael Morgan sent Steve Nicktine, myself, and Andrew Colby one of these cameos from Pat Green, who's like a singer-songwriter.
Yes, yeah, well, he knows
I
Pat
do
Green.
too. Yeah, and he sent it over COVID when we were all shut down. Like, he has Pat Green get on there, and he basically said, "Hey, man, the other corner, hope you guys are enjoying yourselves," and he played like half a song, and that was it.
That is okay.
It
And
was
there's
wild.
there's
Yeah.
another guy.
Richard Petty is $300. He's $299.99.
Is Petty doing it? Petty
Yep.
would probably have a ton. Oh, the King! I
And
love
there
me
he
some
is.
King.
Yeah, so there he is. So
Oh.
his response time is 2 days, and so he's $299.
Yeah, you said how long it'll take to get it back. Too.
Yeah,
So I got to find. Okay, look at. Was Chase Elliott on there?
Kevin Harvick was not.
Yeah, Kevin probably is he's focused on winning championships, so he's probably
Chase
not.
Elliott.
Yeah. I could see. Okay, look at this.
Chase
Merlot.
Elliott. Jed Elliott is on
No,
there.
I
I
want
don't
to
know
hear.
who Jed Elliott
No,
is.
Sean
is
Elliott.
different.
Nope.
Mike, are you gonna give us a little background on this one as well? Or?
I'm going to let Angie talk about this one because this is one of her favorite wines.
This is one of my favorite
I think
ones.
topped off there.
At one
Jacksonite.
time, this was one of the better
Mike, I love it.
Merlots.
Okay.
And it still is, but I'm not as big a fan of it. I mean, we started.
Thank you.
2017.
Right.
Well, yeah, we
it's-
did.
This
okay.
should be really good. You might like it better.
Well, Chad,
Well,
don't
know
forget
what
to
I
air it out.
I like some Duckhorn Merlot. Like, a lot of people don't think they're allowed to drink Merlot because there was a movie that came out, I think, called Sideways, and they made fun of Merlot. But I don't let movies and Hollywood predict and tell
We
me
don't
what
worry
to
about
do.
people making fun of us, man.
No.
We're from Jackson.
Do you duck
make
hunt
fun of
since you're in the
Nola.
Carolinas? Do you duck hunt?
I used to be a big hunter of all kinds of stuff, and I have some trophies and stuff that in our little cabin.
We have a pheasant flying out there.
Yeah,
That you stuff?
we used to pheasant hunt a lot and loved to bird hunt, loved to dove and quail hunt, duck hunt, goose hunt. God, when I was a kid,
Well, I really like
we used to
I like Duckhorn Merlot.
to have goose for
that's good.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it seems like as I got older, geese didn't taste as good to me. Duck still tastes really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big hunter anymore. I'll go once in a while, but
Yeah.
but it's not my thing. I stay so occupied with pickleball and golf. and,
It does
and
not sound
life.
very
Well,
manly.
you're
but
getting your outside fix.
and
then.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're,
yeah.
you're getting your
That's
outdoor
awesome.
fix.
And love to ride my motorcycle. We have great riding up in the mountains,
Yeah.
and we also have
What kind of
great
bike you riding?
I have a custom Indian.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice.
And it's got a big 26-inch front wheel, and it's all chromed out. It's
Front fairing or open?
It's front.
Okay.
Front fairing. And it's a really cool motorcycle, hopped up motor in it, of course. But it's I don't have the crotch rockets anymore,
Yeah.
and this 200 mile an hour motorcycles
Yeah.
don't do nothing for me anymore. So I just really enjoy stuff like that, and this girl has turned me into a bird nerd. We literally get up in the
this
morning.
Is no joke. I can't believe you're admitting this.
This is kind of romantic.
You're a bird watcher.
Yeah.
You're drinking wine, watching birds,
yeah,
man, and you
We-
quit hunting.
No, I drink coffee. I drink coffee and watch
We're
birds.
just going to do some birding.
So we sit in the hot tub. I sit in the hot tub with a supermodel here
Yeah.
and watch the sun come up.
He does that
and
when he wants some.
We have our birds they each have names and stuff. I mean,
We do
have
name our birds.
blue buntings and cardinals and
Oh, wow.
Then we have Big
chickadees.
Peck, Little Peck,
We have big peck, little,
Little Peck,
woodpeckers,
Hoppy,
bald eagle.
Indy. We have Bald Eagle. Yeah.
We have an owl that lives next door.
Hooter.
Comes around.
We're real creative.
We just have, and it's weird because and we have mourning doves, and I'm a big dove hunter. I'm like, I couldn't imagine shooting one of my birds right
He's
here.
become
Go out in the
soft.
wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say Skinner
It's
has
good
gone
eating.
soft.
So I'd go on a dove hunt.
But I
but
feel like I
couldn't-
should take my hat off right now.
You need to.
God, I feel so. I feel so unmanly right now.
We can move
I was
on.
like,
How about winning some damn races?
Next topic.
Let's
Let's
move
talk about
on.
that, man.
But
Let's
my
get
wife
manly.
has done that to me because we'll have coffee and we have conversation and
It's
it's
our
just
time.
like
That's
it's
Yeah.
just kind of mellow time, and I never realized that I would have wild animals in my yard that had their own names.
Yeah, that wasn't something you thought about. I mean, let's go back to early Mike Skinner. You're growing up, you're getting into racing and stuff. Before the guy that knew how to tell us about wine. I mean, my guess is you used
You
to
sound like
enjoy
Hornaday right now. Yeah.
You used to enjoy a Busch Light probably or something like that. How in the world did you find yourself in racing, man? Where did you get to
Did you start dirt tracking? Was you a
Yeah.
dirt track
Oh,
guy?
yeah.
Was
Yeah,
you?
I got 3 dirt track championships. I had a 71 Roadrunner that I bought in Colorado when I was working in the oil fields. Came back and turned that thing into a hardtop. It's a long story. I ran off the road. But anyway,
He used to outrun the cops. Just be honest. Like he was a heathen, and he outran the cops.
they might still be looking for me. No. Anyway, I started racing, and I love to hustle pool. I love billiards. So I really wanted to be a professional billiards player. So I practiced. I was very dedicated to it and focused on it and did pretty darn good. I can't play very good anymore because I don't see very good anymore. But I was really into it. And then when I built this race car, this buddy of mine, he was winning all the local track champions and, winning all the races. He goes, man, we need to make called them hard tops back then. Need to make a hard top out of that thing. And so we did, and I found out that I was a lot better at driving a race car than I was at anything. Yeah. And so I got the disease and started racing. And I'm telling you, it was weird because it took me 20 years, almost 20 years to get a break.
Wow.
It was really 20 years before I got a call from Richard Childress, and
How does that
so
work
much.
in the racing? Like,
Well,
how
it
do you
used
get
to be
discovered?
cool,
I
but-
mean,
Nowadays, it takes a rich uncle or your
that
dad
is
to be the
okay.
CEO.
Kinda like
you
the
have
mu-
to earn it, though.
Kind of like the
probably.
music business. Then.
Yeah.
Well,
It has changed a lot like that, you're
similar, and the music business is very much alike. I mean, I play the guitar and try to sing, and I'm not very good at either one. But we'll go to Nashville. We'll go into Roberts or one of those places there, and you see people singing for free just so they can be heard, and they are so good
Oh yeah.
that it makes you want.
And the guy sweeping the bathroom's probably better than him.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't got his shot yet.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, we
Correct.
literally sat in the Bluebird at the round table with a bunch of songwriters, and that I'm not going to mention songs, but this song paid for my house and bought me a new car, and this and that, and it's going to put my son through college, and we'll play it. It's better than the artist. I mean,
Yeah.
And you're
these guys
thinking,
are
why couldn't you
so
have
good.
made
So
this?
good.
But it's politics.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Money.
money.
It's a lot of things, and these guys are having
And
to sell
connections.
they're having to
Connections.
sell
You gotta
their
have
soul
connections.
to get by.
I got a buddy right now that real good friend of mine, and he just had a cut on the new Hardy album, and out of Nashville. I don't know if you heard of Hardy. He's
John? No, Party. I was thinking Party.
Yeah, that's John Party.
Yeah.
This guy's called. His name's Michael Hardy, but
Okay.
he's
I don't think I heard
but his Hardy is what he
New
goes by.
country
Okay.
band, yeah.
And he wrote the God's Country for Blake Shelton.
Oh, I love
Party
that
did.
song.
Great
Yeah.
song.
We were just jamming to that in,
So
we were
my
in the
buddy
mountains.
is a songwriter down there. He's been there 13 years, and he just got a cut on Hardy's latest album. And Hardy's latest album it'll go big. And this song,
it's Mr. Donnelly's
it's Mr.
son.
Donnelly's son. Yeah, Nick
Nick Donnelly
Buck
from
Donnelly.
Oak Hill.
Really?
And he's a songwriter down
cool.
there, and he's got a chance that he may have one of those. This is going to be his time, I think. I mean, I texted him the other day. The record just came out last week, and I texted him.
Hardy,
I said,
okay.
and I
I'll
said,
pay
dude, I
attention.
said that one's got wheels. I said, because I'm hard on him, and I'm like, but I said that one right there. I said I'm very proud to know you on that one.
We have a really good friend called Tim Duggar,
Okay.
and Duggar is that one song away
From
from.
Is he a front
Actually-
man or is he a songwriter?
No,
No,
he's
he's a front
a
man.
front
He's a
man.
front man.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
one. He's just.
guys would
he's
love him. He's
One song
very
away.
funny, witty.
You'll have to Google him and listen
Yep.
to some of his stuff. He's one song away from being, Luke Bryan or Jason Aldean or. I mean,
Yeah.
he is.
Actually, today I meant to
he's
tell you.
amazing.
One of our or his wife actually put on Facebook. He's got a big billboard right now, someplace in Nashville. He's with Curb Records, and they're finally putting some money behind
yeah.
him.
Good.
And so, and then we're actually we're friends with Scott Borchetta with Big Machine. He runs vintage races, and so he'll play stuff. But one of the coolest things that ever happened, being in racing, we meet a lot of country music artists.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so Mike became friends with Big Kenny,
Oh, okay.
Big and Rich.
Okay.
And
You're not going to tell us.
yes, I
Well,
am.
did,
This is
they,
awesome.
what did they did a song for? They
had a new album about a year and a half ago
Yeah.
come out. That's
Well, didn't
amazing.
they come out with Big Kenny came out with the song for somebody? Who was the NASCAR guy that he did? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else.
No,
I'm
that's
thinking of somebody
yeah.
else.
Brad Paisley did some stuff.
I was thinking
and-
of my buddy Austin, the guy from Hinder.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it wasn't Big Yak.
They
Because I was
did
gonna
a
say now they've done stuff at NASCAR races like Big and Rich have, but Big Kenny, he's just full personality. Great guy. And Mike met him at Sturgis at the motorcycle deal.
quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
now.
So they kind of kept in touch. So whenever we're in Nashville, he'll text, hey, I'm in Nashville. Let's go do something. And one night he called us and we said, we're going out to this pool hall. We're going to go play some pool. And so Big Kenny goes, well, how's the
Here goes
Squirrel
Squirrel
bladder.
Bladder.
squirrel bladder?
Yeah.
So
Here
we,
Mike is
so
63, just embarrassing you, brother.
That's awesome.
Pickleball, my friend.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Every time you're going to hear Mike now in the middle of the night, go
Chubby
play
Pickle,
pickleball.
damn it, get back in here.
Come on, Chubby Pickle.
Chubby
Hurry up.
Pickle too. Because
Don't you know you're at work?
Pudge is going to be one. But it was so cool because he calls up and he goes, or Mike called him up and he said, well, how's the traffic? And Mike goes, well, it's Nashville. It's terrible. He goes, how about y'all just turn around, come to my house. We're getting ready to drop our new album next week.
I want you to hear it.
I want you to hear it.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things that I've ever done is we went to his house, which he has this amazing studio.
Sat in a room.
Yeah. And he
Heard
played.
it through the good stuff.
Yes. And before every song, he'd go, okay, Skinner, tell me, what do you think about this song? What do you
Yeah.
think about that? It was
Scale
so
of
cool.
1 to 10. Where's this one going?
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
this one go? You said this one has wheels,
Yeah.
and we'd be like, that one, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the song, So we're having a good time talking with
And
him.
we had a very famous songwriter with us, as a matter
Oh,
of
yeah,
fact.
one of his buddies that came with him to
Who's that?
Nashville. His name is D. Vincent Williams.
Steven? Oh,
D. Vincent Williams. Great guy. Another guy
Did a
that'll
bunch of Josh
just...
Turner stuff.
Okay.
and some big-
Rascal
big
Flatts.
Rascal
Flats.
Flatts stuff.
Okay.
He's the real deal.
And,
Okay.
and he's wonderful. And I would have him come and do a lot of our charity events.
Yeah.
and
Amazing
play.
musician.
Amazing. Like, he's one of those guys, too, you're going, how did you not? In fact, when it was Big Kenny and him, and there was a couple other,
Chris Stapleton.
yeah,
They all had a little club. They all went up boating together and stuff.
Oh,
and
'Cause
were
they
all
all-
really tight.
Yeah, when they were all trying to make it, and they all
And
thought that
they
D
all
was going to
thought
be the
that
guy.
D was going to be the
Like,
big
Yeah.
deal.
He was going to be the big guy, And so,
And thought Chris had the least chance.
yeah,
Chubby. Bearded.
yeah. How about that though? Is
How'd
that
that
not
work
cool?
People
That-
love chubby people.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
What are you worried about for?
Yeah.
it?
Oh, that's
why are you trying to diet then?
Exactly. You don't
Why-
need
why are we
pickleball, you
dieting
need more
here?
beer. Exactly. Huh. Well, that's so. What kind of music do you guys listen
So
to?
anyway, finish your story.
Oh, yeah, finish story.
I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
Okay,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Well, so I forgot. Okay, so
We
so
listened
we're
to it,
sitting
we
there.
drank several
and,
beers.
Yeah, we're drinking several beers. We tell them the album's
She runs her
great.
mouth.
And then I said, Kenny, Mike can play one of your songs
yes.
on the guitar.
Plays a couple of your songs.
And he goes, no man, BS. And I said, no, seriously, he really does. And he goes, which one? I said, the Kick My Ass song. He can play Kick My Ass. And so Mike, he goes and grabs the guitar and he goes,
Play it.
play it. Prove it, brother. Prove it, brother, is what he said. And so Mike starts playing it and he's like, then his wife and he both get their phone and they're videoing Mike.
Yeah.
And then Kenny starts trying to
Most
sing with
embarrassing
him
moment.
and screwed him up. I'm like, dude, it's his song. Like, let him sing with you.
I
like,
said, the
why?
more you help me, the worse I am.
Yeah.
And Angie goes, it's his song.
So it was pretty good. That
Yeah.
was pretty good. But you were asking, like, what do we listen to? So we listen to a lot of country, but we're big into like just kind of different stuff too that just kind of come out. So my big thing lately is I've been listening to this guy named Tyler Childers.
Oh,
he's
my
the
goodness.
bomb.
We just talked about him for about an hour the other
I
day.
I
love
played one of his
Sturgill
him.
Simpson,
I
man.
learned one of his songs today.
Yeah, he
You know
did.
what I
Which
did
one
too? I
was it?
learned bus route today. I learned bus route.
Oh,
Really?
we heard the bus route yesterday for the
Yep,
first
I learned
time when
bus
we were
route today.
driving here in the bus. No, but-
Yesterday, I think I learned all your in. Yeah, that's what it's called.
You're
yeah.
all in?
You're all in.
I
whatever.
love him, man.
yeah.
He kind of reminds me of home. Isn't he from this area? Kind
Well,
of like he's
We're
Kentucky.
claiming it.
I
We're
was gonna say,
claiming
let's
it, but
claim him.
he's about 4 hours
It's
away.
a stretch.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
now,
Let's claim him, though. Let's claim
Sturgill's
him.
from. Sturgill's not. He's from. Where is he from?
Somewhere in Kentucky.
Is it
as well.
Pikeville, Kentucky?
Yeah, I
Somewhere
think
like that?
I think
Or
so.
that, or that's Tyler. I'm not
I
real-
get him confused.
I do
I
too.
don't know. Now Sturgill Simpson, if you like, I mean, he's
Yes,
really
no,
good.
I know Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah.
And we like the Abbott brothers.
Oh yeah.
And and
Follow you to Virgie.
that's
Yeah,
Follow
one
Your
that's
we
my,
Virgin.
learned.
that's my
Yeah.
favorite one, dude.
It
That's
reminds
my
of his
favorite song.
mom. So he
Yeah.
was singing.
Now I got into.
I
now-
crushed it, by the way.
Did you? Good. I wish I should have brought my guitar.
Oh my gosh,
I
you
should have
guys
brought.
could have
Yeah,
played.
we could have
Yeah, yeah.
played.
I sent the recording to Angie today.
Yes,
Ooh, man, I tell you what, between that bird watcher,
romance.
this man won't be able to
Hey,
walk
this
tomorrow.
guy-
Romance.
You know what?
Surprised I can even hold the steering wheel anymore.
Yeah, well,
Hey, I'll tell you
hell
what,
with
man,
a bunch of
there
racing.
is no doubt this man was a champion. You know, I mean, and we're seeing it in work right here.
Oh
man.
yeah. Now this I fought the Tyler Childers Sturgill Simpson thing.
Why?
I fought it because
man.
I've just seen a lot of those guys come out with that new sound and it just never. It's like it would go and it would hit a wall.
He's like a young guy with an old soul.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of Duggar, but it's a complete different style.
Yeah,
Completely different, dude. How Tyler came up with that voice and the way to
he's
sing like
awesome.
that
Yeah,
is
it's
beyond me.
great.
And now, God, like I was telling Chad, I'm watching podcasts.
Oh, me too. I'm, like, obsessed. I'm like-
I was watching that thing with Sturgill and how he was talking about his DMT trips, and then I started reading up on that, and I was like, my God, these guys are just living the rock star life. I mean, it was crazy all the stuff that these
You
guys
might
do.
be too young to know this.
I'm almost 40. I'll be 40.
Listen to you. I'm almost
He
40.
reminds me of a young Steve Earle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Steve Earle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Steve Earle had that raspy, that
Did he?
that
So I
sound,
got on Sturgill.
Copperhead Road
Yeah.
and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff.
And then I ended up getting back into the Grateful Dead, and I went down like me and Chad
Dude,
were
I've
talking.
never been a deadhead.
Well, have you?
There's a handful
Try
of
it now.
songs I love.
Yeah,
well, do you
it
guys
just
listen
took
to,
me
do you
down
guys
the road.
use Spotify?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
It's
addicted
awesome.
now. I just
Yeah.
got him on it this
Well,
weekend.
see, like-
Look,
I
Chubby
follow
Bartenders
you on
we're on
Spotify
Spotify.
now.
Oh, there
Good.
you
I
go.
follow
Yeah,
you.
we're on Spotify.
Will you
Well,
follow me
follow
back?
you,
I have no
yeah.
followers.
I don't even know how to do that. I didn't know I had followers.
Right here.
So okay,
Right here, bud.
Show him how to, because I want to
Yeah.
act like I at least have one follower. No, I actually love Spotify because in the mountains, I'm like the party queen. I'm the one that's
Yeah.
always doing all the parties.
Oh, I
so I'm
can't
the
believe
DJ, and I'm
That's a
always.
shocker.
You seem real low key, not much energy.
He's like,
Good thing we're
get her
drinking
out
wine.
of
You got
here.
to see her on tequila.
Tequila's fun. But it's like, in fact, talking about a song, one of my favorite dance songs. When I want to get a party hopping in the mountains, I play Gin and Juice by the Gourds.
By the Gourds.
Oh,
the Gourds,
yeah.
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 You
Yeah.
said
About
Gurd.
those the
Yeah,
other
we
night.
just, it's like a remake. Yeah.
This is just we're replaying
Yeah.
the other
That
night's
that gets
conversation.
Yeah.
the party hopping. Then we do a little
Oh.
Bruno Mars. And actually,
But
Mikey
we
here-
listen to a lot of 80s stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
obviously 70s stuff, and I like to listen to that. I love classic vinyl,
Oh, we listen
but
to
I
that
also
channel a
listen
lot.
to the highway.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love about Spotify. I love those mixes on
Thank
there.
you.
And I mean, like you can say, like I don't know if you guys have done it yet. Go on the Tyler Childers radio.
Yes.
Tyler Childers. I mean, they put up some stuff.
Yes,
Isn't that
they
what
do.
we did yesterday?
Yes,
and
that
we
is
did
what
that
we did
yesterday.
yesterday.
Sturgill Simpson, also
before.
his radio. That's where you'll start getting into. Man, they'll throw some Dead on there. They'll
Man,
throw,
I tell you
Oh,
this.
okay, well,
the
then I
guy
haven't
that
done
I'm
Sturgill since.
completely ate
Well-
up with right now is Billy Strings.
Billy Strait. No, I don't know
let me.
that.
Hey, whenever we get done with this, I'm gonna change your life.
Okay.
So we also
Billy
love,
Strings.
All right, Chubby Pickle.
Yeah. We're gonna
gonna
chubby
change
pickle you
yours.
after this.
we like the Avett Brothers too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
Tyler tours with them. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yep.
Billy Strings is one of their guys they're pulling up through.
Okay.
And he's the baddest picker I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, now he likes that
and
kind
he's
of stuff.
27 years
Stacey
old,
Mitchell.
and he might be 28, 29 now, but my God. I mean, so I play with the Dart with Woot Darty. Do you remember the Red Brush Band?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I play with those guys some. I used to until I took the bar, and then I don't have time anymore. But
So you're becoming a lawyer, are you?
yes, basically, yeah.
And a judge,
Yeah, but
psychiatrist.
those guys
Little
are
bit of
the
everything.
meanest pickers I've ever been around.
we'll
The
have
Red
to-
Brush boys, and then
Red
Billy Strings came along, and I was like, well, boys, That right there is the best I've ever heard.
Okay, well, we got a challenge for you.
Okay.
Look up
Another challenge?
Another challenge.
Jesus
I'm full.
God!
Check out
Why are you
Stacey
so
Mitchell.
aggressive?
It's COVID. It's got been kept up. I'm like out, and I'm happy now.
Get this woman on the radio.
I need a job.
He's the only guy I know that's in the league of Keith Urban and Brad Paisley.
Oh yeah.
With a guitar.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Stacey Mitchard.
He's a blues guy.
He's a blues
Okay.
guy.
Well, I probably
Man,
like
he
that.
can
Yeah.
play the
Yeah,
guitar.
and he's in Nashville. When Mike raced
He's
in
off the
Nashville, we would go with some friends, and we actually became really good friends with him. And
Nashville via Memphis with the blues there. or-
oh, I mean everything. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, he's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, yeah,
Stacey
cool.
is.
Okay.
But he lives in Nashville now, and I'm telling you guys, he is a treat. He's on Facebook. He plays at the
Kiwi
Boogie
Cowboy.
Blues. He's in Printers Alley.
Bourbon Street Club
Blues.
on
Boogie
Printers
Blues.
in
Yeah,
Printers
Printers
Alley.
Alley.
Okay.
And then he
And he
does a lot
played
of
with
private
BB.
stuff.
He played with BB King a lot
Oh,
when
my.
BB was around, and he played BB King's bar
But
a couple nights a week.
But his band, they're just his horn sections are from New Orleans. These,
Oh, my.
like, and they just can entertain.
I bet
Yeah.
that's
Do
fun.
you know what I mean?
Corey
This
and
was-
Jules
Just a
are
lot of
amazing.
sound.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
a lot of
Lot
sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they play in that little dive bar, and it's just so.
it's so
That's
much
that's
fun.
one thing I love about Nashville is you'll walk in there and there'll be a 3-piece bud just ripping your heart out
yeah.
with sound, and it's like Jesus, man. I mean I've had 5-6 guys in bands before and not got that much sound out.
Well, I've
Man.
never been in a band, but when I go there, it makes me want to throw my guitar.
Oh yeah, just burn it,
Those
burn it.
guys are
But
so
I remind
good.
him. I say, but baby, they can't go 200 miles in a corner like you.
I
So
told him that.
don't worry
I
about
recorded
that.
There you
song,
go.
and I'm thinking, I almost sent it to Stacy, but he always tells me to keep my day job.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I can play this damn guitar probably way better than you can drive a race car.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, there are very few guys around that can do that. I mean, NASCAR, there's not a lot of guys on the series. Hasn't
That's
been
a pretty
even
small.
It's
It's a pretty small.
yeah,
field.
I mean, and I mean, it just keeps advancing as you go from one type of car to the other.
Yeah.
I mean, how fast you're going. So back to that. Like, how does Richard Childress
Oh, this is actually kind of
find
funny.
Mike Skinner?
Well, it's
You've
kinda
been racing
funny.
for 20 years, right?
Well, I was driving for Richard Petty's cousin,
Okay.
which just passed away about 3 months
Gene
ago,
Petty.
2 or 3 months ago, Gene Petty. And the reason I started driving for Gene Petty, because he had plenty of money and he had the hottest hot shoe around, a guy named David Hyder. And they had a spaceship, and we all had, the real McCoy's car. And I outran him a couple times, and that
What circuit was that on?
it was in the late models,
models.
NASCAR late models.
Okay.
And
Around
I
North
just,
Carolina, South Carolina.
Mike Dillon, Richard Childress' son-in-law, had been racing against me because he was a late model guy, and they had a big budget, big crew chief. I mean, they had all stuff. I did everything myself, and we won all the big races. And
Well, wasn't there some race where like some car like tire
we're-
hit you in the
we're-
head or
we're at
something, and
New
you still
River-
won or
we're at
something
New
crazy?
River Valley. It was called Pulaski at the time. And I'm riding along there, running second or third or fourth, and a big pileup hits. We check up, and this guy runs over the back of my car. His right front tire comes in, pow, hits me in the head, rips the windshield, the air cleaner, the hood, the nose, just rips the whole car apart. And they throw a red flag, and I'm sitting out there, and Gene Petty, he had that, I mean, he almost sounded like he had tears in his eyes. He goes, "Man, are you okay?" He goes, "That was huge." And I said, "Well, I'm a little dizzy." He goes,
You think?
he says, "If that thing will start, get it in here." And I said, "No." I was working for $300 a week and 30% of the purse. And I said, "I'm not sitting up here in second or third right now. I ain't pulling in." And he goes, "Well, the car is tore all to hell." And he goes, "The air cleaner's tore off of it. I'm worried about the throttle hanging and you getting hurt." I'm like, "I ain't coming in." And we restarted the race. And the way Mike Dillon tells the story, that I won the race, but I didn't. I think I finished second.
That sounded a lot better.
That's the story. I should stick with Mike's story.
Yeah,
the
stick
way
with Mike
Mike
Dillon's
yeah,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we won the race, not.
Yeah.
And I come in, and my helmet's destroyed. There's a big black mark, and I got a concussion, and I'm all, Mike Dillon goes back to welcome, and he sits down with Terry Elledge. Terry Elledge was the engine guy that got me to move back here from Susanville, California, to begin with. And because he said, you got a lot of talent, you need to be back there where the real racers are, and not taking nothing from California guys. But I was amazed because Dillon went back and told Richard Childress, said, that's the baddest son of a bitch I ever seen. He said, he is a tough guy. They hit him in the head, would run into his head with the right front tire, and he wouldn't come in, stayed out there and won the race. And Terry Elledge says, well, Richard, that's the guy I've been telling you about. The guy is, you know, he's the real deal. And so I got a call. And here's the best part of the story.
Yeah.
I was working so hard for Gene. We were building a Busch car, which is an Xfinity car now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on in the racing world. I worked all the time.
Right.
Calls up and he goes, hey, would you be interested in talking to me about driving my truck next year? Well, I'm naive to NASCAR's building a truck. This is in 1994. And I said, well, Richard, I said, if Dale Sr. calls in sick, give me a ring. I'll come drive that 3-car for you. I ain't interested in driving your truck.
He thought the hauler.
I
like
thought
the
they wanted me
hauler.
to drive the transporter.
Oh, my goodness.
So he hangs up on Richard.
So we go to Indy and race, and I got a chance to win the race and running up front. Gene made a mistake, and he ran me into a wreck. He was my spotter. He wanted to spot. He's the owner. He shouldn't have been spotting. But anyway, made me mad. And this is before Angie, my ex-wife at the time. She said, do you realize he's asking you to drive for him? When you get home, you need to call that man and talk to him. And so I did, and the rest is history. I got the job. The story goes a lot longer. I won't bore everybody with it, but I got the job, and we started winning. Man, we won. We only ran 22 races the first year.
And that's
won,
with the trucks.
Yeah,
Truck,
we won
the 3
8
truck.
of them and had like 11 or 12 poles and led the most laps, the most miles led, and won the championship. And it was just a
next thing you know,
20-year
you're in the-
overnight success.
Well, and then the next thing you know, you're in the Lowe's car there.
Yeah,
The you know, you're,
Like that was 2 years later, and that started out really well. But Dale Sr. didn't want a teammate, and he didn't understand, unfortunately, till the year he passed away, how valuable a teammate could be. And we had just got our relationship tightened.
It was actually
Solidified,
awful.
we
Yeah,
were-
because we
yeah,
we
was,
were
I bet
just-
that was hard at first, wasn't
Oh,
it?
it
Probably.
was,
I mean,
for 2 years
because
it was miserable.
Yeah.
really. I mean,
And I mean, he was the enemy. He raced me harder than anybody on the racetrack, and he didn't realize we can help each other. I don't expect you to lay down for me. I ain't gonna lay down for you.
Yeah, right.
But let's help each other to get to that point.
Do you guys talk to each other at that point through the helmets where you guys?
No,
None of that was, but that is now, isn't it? Like
no,
they
just
don't
spotters.
it's illegal.
just spot.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Had it like for a little while.
They
and
could for a
axed
while,
that.
and then
Okay.
they axed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was too much weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
But Dale wouldn't have done that anyways.
Dale wouldn't have done that.
He
Yeah,
didn't
was
want to.
Dale was. I mean, was he just so old school with it that like he wasn't into the teammates and that kind of
Not
thing?
at all.
Like, yeah.
And if you think about it, that's about the era that the team,
Yeah, 'cause that's
Rick
about when it
Hendrick
started. Like, that
getting
was
two,
new.
two cars, and then
Joe Gibbs. And,
that was before Joe Gibbs' time.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Gibbs started then,
That's true.
Yeah.
and Jack Roush.
yes.
And there was 3 or 4 of those guys. I mean, that was it. I think it was before Roger Penske even came in. So
It was Cranfus Penske.
about yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a crazy deal, and finally we were at Texas the year before Dale died, and the 31 car was top of the board, the 3 car was 40th. And Richard comes on the radio and goes, "You guys are really, really good." He said, "You got time to jump in the 3 car and run a couple laps." Dale thinks something's broke or something's wrong with the car really bad. I said, "Sure." I jumped in the car, went out and ran 1 lap, put him 3rd on the board. Dale goes, "Okay, I get it." I mean, in so many words.
Figured out like
In so
Yeah.
many words.
Yeah.
Because I went in, I talked to him, I said, "This is what I'm doing different than what you're doing." Nowadays they have data.
Yeah.
Back
Right.
then, data was illegal.
It was all about feel and
Yes.
you know,
It
yeah.
was,
What
and
you could talk about.
So I went in and told him how I came to the green flag and what I did. He went out and picked up a half a second. Finally got his respect.
Okay.
And then unfortunately,
No,
we lost
but you
him
were
6 months.
you were younger than him though, right?
A little bit, yes.
Not much.
Well, no, he would have been. Well, no, yeah, about 4 or 5 years.
I figured he'd be at least 70 by now.
Almost, yeah. I think so. Well, maybe not.
I think
'cause-
we were about 3 or 4 years apart.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask
Do you think
something,
that had
man.
anything to do
we're
with it?
talking.
Because it was just attention.
Yeah.
He just.
First of all, I went out there with a truck with a 3 on it and
Yeah.
Goodrich on the side.
Yeah.
And made a name for myself.
Yeah.
And he stole.
He
some
probably
time.
didn't. He didn't
Sure,
care for that,
sure.
did he? Probably.
No.
Yeah.
And my gosh, how's Mike Skinner going to steal any thunder from Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
I can't
but
imagine
he-
that was even your motivation at all.
It
I
was
mean,
never my motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Richard Childress said, "This is going to be very hard for you. You're just going to have to establish your own identity. Don't worry about what color that truck
They
is
put
or what
you.
the number is
They
on the
put
side.
you in a tough spot.
They put me in a tough spot.
In fact, a lot of people still to this day think that he drove for Dale Earnhardt. I'm like, no, that was Richard Childress'
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
You know, Dale
Yeah, yeah.
Earnhardt never owned the 3 car.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like
drove it, though.
All right, so Mike, I got to tell you, like I remember watching you when I went through where we were traveling to NASCAR
He's
races,
69.
and
He'd have been
He'd
69.
have been
See,
69.
I thought he would have been close to 70.
1951.
I was right.
6 years.
Yeah, I told you.
but I remember, man, and a couple. My brother-in-law is, I mean, he's probably your biggest fan, at least in Jackson.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have
Curtis?
brought some stuff.
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, and I told him he was at the game
Now I have
watching.
3 fans.
He was watching Abram.
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
3 fans.
He was
Thank
watching
you, Curtis.
Abram tonight, and he was like, Melissa had told him that he's like, now, I mean, is this the Mike Skinner from like number 31 Lowe's car, like the Kodak car, like this?
The
Mike
yellow
Skinner.
turd. That's the yellow turd, yeah.
He's like Mike Skinner. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you sure it's not somebody that's, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, come on up, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
I
that's
remember.
cool. Tell him I said hello.
I will do that.
Great
and,
guy. He's a great guy.
And what he, we were both talking about. He goes, I remember that guy was an absolute badass. and I remember that, man. Like I remember.
Yeah, you'd fight people.
Yeah, like I remember
yeah.
That's
you
awesome.
jumping out of the car like after.
awesome.
Yeah, jumping out of the car after wrecks, man. And like, and I was always curious, and now I have an opportunity to ask.
Yeah.
What happens? Like, okay, obviously you're pissed. Somebody just wrecked you. And I'm sure that you guys have like a fraternity there where it's like, look, man, there's certain things you do, certain things you don't. When you break those rules, like,
Go get your ass.
So-
They
serious
had
shit.
one. I wasn't part of it.
I was like, oh, hell.
so you got to tell me that, like, would that shit carry over like back to the campers and stuff,
Yeah.
man? Or
Oh, yeah.
like
That's
so,
usually where it took place.
like so like a lot of times maybe the TV didn't even see like how mad you really were.
This is before
I mean,
cell phones and everybody having a camera.
Were these your buddies that you're racing against? I mean, are they?
Some of them were, yeah.
Yeah, like do you guys?
Jimmy
what's that
Johnson and I are
community?
still
I'm-
good friends.
Okay.
And
You and Hornaday,
Mr.
actually.
Mr.
Hornaday-
Excitement, Mr.
Hornaday-
Excitement. I love
Hornaday
doing
and
that.
I are good friends. I was friends with Jimmy Spencer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Spencer.
Mr.
That's who you're
Excitement,
talking
yeah.
about. I'm sorry.
And I actually was friends with a lot of the guys, and I love Joey Logano came along and he was racing for Mark Martin in the late models, and my boys whipped his butt every week, and so he had a lot of respect for the Skinner family, and we still are friends with him, but I was the kind of guy that went, we have to get this done now. I'm not going to come and hold a grudge. Jack Sprague, which I love, have all the respect in the world for Jack. I just, him and Ron are, I have their die cast in my trophy case. So
Oh, cool. Okay.
that's, what I think about those
Yeah,
guys.
right.
He would, if you touched him, he wouldn't speak to you for 3 months. He was mad at you, couldn't wait to wreck you. Hornaday and I, we'd work it out.
Yeah, they
Right.
work it right out.
We'd work it out.
Now, would there be a conversation?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. One of the funniest
That-
things.
I
Go ahead, babe.
we were at Nashville, and I got team orders
Oh.
because
gosh.
Kevin Harvick was running for the championship. And I was in the 21 car,
Bush car.
the Busch car. I had a chance to win the race, and they told me to let Kevin go. And he messed up, and I passed him back. And after the race, he comes in and runs in the side of Richard's car. I'm like, if you're mad at me, why'd you wreck both these cars? Be man enough to come tell me about it. And he got out of and his half of his team was my team from back in the truck days.
Okay.
And he jumps out and goes and runs in the hall and says, I'm going to whip that old man's butt. And they all started laughing. They said, Kevin, do yourself a favor.
Yeah. Like he ain't.
Don't go mess with that old man.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "Arr, arr, arr," so and the NASCAR officials are trying to keep me from going there. Whatever.
I went to the NASCAR officials. I was like, put him in his place. Do not let
we
him
still
go.
had our airplane, and so I go back to the motorhome, take a shower, cool off a little bit. Got out. The pilots were driving us back to the airport. We're getting ready to go back to Florida. Here comes Kevin Harvick walking through the through the garage. I mean, through the trailer park, through the coach lot. Stopped the car, and I snatched his ass up.
Okay, that's it. Don't tell no more. No. What happened is I told him to not.
I wanted to end it then.
Right.
And I said, we need
Didn't
to
want
have
to linger on.
We need to have a conversation. He goes, I'm not having a conversation. And I said, oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You know, you run that mouth up there in that holler. Well, there ain't nobody here but us right now. So
Yeah.
So I was that kind of guy, and even if I got my butt kicked, which
You weren't afraid to fight.
I rarely got my butt kicked, but I've had it kicked before.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm old. Now I would say, hey, Kevin, could I buy you a beer and let's talk about this?
Whatever. That is.
You would have
such
come
a
over and watched some
line
birds.
Tweety
Either
over
that
here.
or I just hit him as hard as I could and hope for the best.
Oh my God.
Kevin and I are okay today.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's doing great too this year. Like on
And
fire.
he's kicking butt.
Well,
Yeah.
like, Mike, are there guys on the circuit now that, like, you have, like, a respect for?
Absolutely.
I mean, because obviously the game has changed. I'm sure, just like with anything, like you hear old NBA players, old NFL players. Well, it's not like it was back in the day, or whatever. You know, they
I catch myself doing that now, but like, well, it was really cool, like in the 90s.
and I think it's natural that we look back and say, well, these new guys, man, they're just soft. Like we look at the whole next
he loves
generation
Kyle
like that.
Larson.
You know,
Most of them are.
Yeah.
But I
I'd
will
agree
say,
with that.
It is
but
true.
I will say this: radio show hosts are not supposed to be biased,
right.
and I'm biased.
So you have to be.
No,
oh
I
no,
don't.
you are on your okay.
He just
Well, heck,
does
man,
what he wants.
you
I
did it
say
long
what I
enough.
want to say, and I
yeah,
do what I
exactly.
want to do. And
Yeah.
if they don't want me on the radio anymore, I won't be on the
You don't
radio
really
It's
anymore.
not like it
Yeah,
pays
yeah.
a lot.
It's not that good of money.
No.
So, but you know, I really have a ton of respect. You know, Kyle Busch is one of the biggest buttheads there is out there, but he is probably one of the best race car drivers I've ever seen in my life. The most respect for you know, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there. Joey Logano, I mentioned, Brad Kay. There's so many guys out there that are really, really good race car drivers.
Do you enjoy watching?
That's
the
what
races?
I was getting ready to
Yeah.
say. Since you've retired,
Yeah.
have you cut it off, or are you ready? Are you ready to move on, or are you
He
glad you're still in
watches.
it?
I watch,
Yeah.
and
Watches.
sometimes if it's boring, I leave. I won't watch, but I really find myself crew chief in those cars from my couch.
Yeah. Really? I mean,
And so Chad Canals and I have a great relationship. I love him to death, and I really wish that him and Jimmy could have stayed together
Yeah.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I would say, Chad, was your ears burning? He goes, I thought I heard you giving me some vibes. He goes, what are you trying to do? I says,
4
I
tires.
said, take 4, dumbass. Don't take 2, take 4. He can pass them back. He'd crack up because it's easy. You're an armchair quarterback.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You know, what'd you run the football for, dumbass?
Yeah.
You should have threw it. He was wide open.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
easy to
easy to
When
do
you're
that.
watching on your couch.
to quarterback or be a crew chief.
Well,
on the
I
couch.
imagine though it looks totally
Or the
different.
Or the
Well, I
Barstool,
mean, I
yes.
imagine it looks totally different for you watching a NASCAR race on TV than what it does for Pudge and I. Like, I
Hey,
mean,
listen,
it doesn't have
I've never watched one. And
What?
and I'm sorry. Don't hate me
We've
for
got to
that.
take y'all to a race.
You know, I'm enjoying the hell out of this conversation, but I never was a NASCAR guy. I mean, I really wasn't.
I wasn't
And-
either until I had to
and,
work in NASCAR.
Here,
I've
have
been
some more
impressed
wine.
with
We'll
it.
fix this.
Mike, I love the wine.
We gotta fix this.
But-
Make you a
Please,
NASCAR
please.
fan.
But I have no clue. Like, to sit down and watch a race with you guys, I mean, maybe that's how I should do it, right? I think that's what everybody should do. They do that in the horse
you
business.
I think
It's
you
not
need
that much
to go,
fun to watch a race with me.
I think you need to go to a race.
That's what everybody tells me.
Do you
Everybody
get really
tells me I need to go to a
intense,
race.
Mike?
Yeah.
Like, do you get really intense?
I used to. I really don't so much anymore.
Yeah.
I really was on the box or in the car. I mean, I was still in the car, and I'd see somebody make a move, especially at Daytona or Talladega, and I'm like, "What a dumbass! What the hell were you thinking?" And at the same time, I'm going, "You made that same move."
Okay.
And that's why I said that they were dumbasses, because I was the dumbass that did the same thing.
Right.
So I took my experience level.
Right.
And it's funny, Richard Childress and I are still the best of friends.
Okay.
And he just sold his house next door to our house in Florida.
Okay.
That's how tight we are.
I'm a little mad about that, actually, because I'm not happy about the.
Well,
I don't know who
I'm
our
not
neighbors
mad,
are going to
I'm
be.
not mad about it. I'm sad about
Yeah.
it. But that, you know, they bought a big place in South Carolina. They moved their cheese. They wanted to do
Okay.
something else.
Yeah.
But he would come down, and I was talking to him 2 years ago, and I'm like, Richard, you know what's so sad about this whole deal? I'm probably a better race car driver than I've ever been, and I'm too old to do anything about it.
Right,
if
right.
you could take this knowledge and
Right.
put it in a 21-year-old body, man,
Well, have
Man,
you-
it's
have-
funny. It just doesn't work like
now,
that, though.
now,
that's
I may open a door for you here.
Oh, here we go.
Have you seen? Well, have you seen? Okay, so we were talking about him earlier, Mike Tyson, and what did he just create? The Legends,
all the Legends League.
the
Yeah,
Legends
it's
League.
going to be all sports. He's fighting Roy Jones Jr., but then he's going to do like a one-on-one game with
No,
some
well, but
NBA.
lots of guys are doing this.
Oh, yeah.
and I mean, it's going to be a place for, because I mean, you know, you're 63. You said, I mean, 30 years ago that was old. Okay, now
No,
guys,
that's
the
not
average
old. Yeah.
the average lifespan is increasing every year.
Well, actually, in NASCAR, it's crazy because in NASCAR, Mike
went the
didn't-
opposite way.
Yes, yeah.
Now when you're 40, you're washed
You're
up.
washed up.
Really?
Yeah. Mike
Really?
didn't even make it till he was 36.
Really?
And that would
Well-
never happen in today's world.
Yeah.
Now they're 19,
I would have never
20.
got the break that
They
I
can't
got.
even
Yeah.
drink the champagne in
You know
Victory
why?
Lane, you know?
You know,
But I'll tell
marketing.
you a little something
Yeah.
about that senior league you're talking about, these guys doing that. NASCAR did that. And they had an old guys deal, and they put a bunch of guys in cars at Bristol, and they about killed
Yeah,
them.
they got hurt. Yeah.
Well,
got
it's
hurt.
dangerous,
Well,
man. When you're
hey,
driving,
your
there's nothing
body's
left
already
on the
beat up.
line, boys. Let it hang out. I mean,
I'll
Well,
go.
listen,
yeah, I mean,
no,
hell,
listen,
if you're going to do it.
I'm going to brag. He won the short track nationals at Bristol last year at 62. I mean, he whipped up on some kids.
Oh,
Well,
so
you're
you
still-
raced last
you're
year.
still getting in there,
yeah,
man.
you
Oh,
raced.
from the
that
back
was
of the
his
pack
mic
twice.
drop. Like he
Yeah.
was like, and he was possessed. Like
With
we,
no brakes.
Yeah,
What?
we call it like the sixth sense when you go into that crazy. Like Tony Stewart did it when he won the championship against
Yeah.
Carl Edwards that year. He just was possessed at that race because he had to win to
Probably
win the
best
championship.
drive I ever had.
Yeah. And he did that at Bristol last year, and it was crazy
Well,
because
that's got to get your adrenaline going,
Oh,
man.
he-
man.
I mean,
How's
you
that
know,
feel?
no, it was awesome.
gotta
I was like,
I went on and won a bunch of vintage races that year.
Oh,
Yeah.
A couple more late
Yeah.
models. So I mean, yeah, it did.
So you're
I was-
still
I won
racing.
5 out of 8 races.
well, he was
last
supposed
year.
to run Trans Am this year.
So how many races are you still running a year then?
Was supposed
This
to.
year I haven't. Well, I ran one.
Which one?
Didn't we run? No, COVID.
No,
No, I haven't
COVID.
ran a race.
We
this
haven't
year.
ran a race.
COVID.
This
It's the
year.
first year
Oh my gosh!
since
Think about.
1975 that I haven't ran a race.
I just thought about
Is
that.
that right?
That's crazy. You're right.
And so you're always gonna, man, you're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
You'll run a certain amount a
The
year.
vintage races are a
no,
lot of fun.
I'm gonna race up here and play pickleball with him.
Yeah, we got a couple asses to kick.
yeah.
Oh, Chad, they're pointing. So now I've got you as a partner.
Oh
Deal.
no!
Yeah,
No!
I'd much rather go get you a
No,
Chad.
I
you
like
and
the
Belina.
deal. I think that I think what is going on. It's going to be Skinner and Pudge versus
Me
you and
and
Belina,
Belina.
and I'll be on behind the mic
Oh, I like
Emceeing.
this.
filming it.
You
I
see
like
how,
this.
You see how we
Yes.
strategize
I like where
right
we're
there?
going here. I like where
And
we're
that puts
going with
me-
We
this.
know our roles.
Yeah.
We got
Puts
it. We
me
got it.
exactly where I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives the team that I'll be rooting for some pickleball experience.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Well, let me tell you something. I've known Belina for actually 2 days now,
okay.
and that girl is. I can just say this very, very comfortably. She's good at anything she wants
Let
to
me
be.
tell you
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Those,
Oh yeah, that's no joke.
Those Cooper girls.
She
buddy.
ain't one to mess with. I can tell you that.
Now I heard.
And
that
I
you-
love her husband Troy. He's a great.
Oh, great
Now
guy.
I heard you guys
Great people.
have chummed up with some other good friends of mine, the Hendersons.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's my new home in Jackson County.
That
they
was
don't
my
know
home
it.
for
They don't
a
know
long
it yet.
time.
Pudge, big horse guy, man.
Yeah.
You are?
I
He
show
buys
horses.
all his clothes out there,
Yeah.
too.
Our bus and, our,
like
and our babies
Henderson's.
are out there right now.
Yes,
Are they?
yeah. So you know, for
You
so
should
many
have parked in the
years.
stockroom too. You can park it there.
Well,
anytime.
I had already.
We were going to do that, but you didn't. If you put me a 50 amp.
He needs 50
plug,
amp. We need a plug. We need.
That's what you need.
We need
bring
power.
I'll bring wine.
We're like
LPR?
It will bring
LPR.
LPR.
We got this.
That's rent.
We got this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, it'd be cheaper for me to stay out there.
Yeah, probably so.
Yes.
Probably so.
Yeah. So we were cracking up because before we used to come from like Mansfield race or Michigan race, and I'd say, well, let's stop through and see Grand and Jackson, and so I told Mike, I said, we can pull the bus on the farm. That'd be so cool. We can stay on the bus, and I'll be next to Grand, and he goes, that bus ain't making that because she's off. She's passed away now, but the farm was off of 93. Well, you remember where it was?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was off of 93, and he was like, Angie,
So where is
that's
this
not
farm?
happening.
Because I'm a
3 minutes
Yeah.
from Walmart.
Yeah.
well,
2.5,
where?
3
Because that's where I
minutes
live.
from Walmart,
It's
up
right
there
on
the left.
93.
It's
A really pretty farm on the right.
yeah,
And it was
on the
an old
right.
We're on-
Like
we were the one on the left.
Before you get to Pritchett's.
You know where the little used car deal is?
Yeah, right across the
It's
street.
before that.
No, it's on down. It's on
Yeah,
down
Yeah,
that
right
little ways.
past that to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right past that to
There's
the
a big
left.
billboard sign that Grand
Oh.
rented.
Oh, my
Right
grand!
past
I
the
was
billboard
so
sign
mad
was
at
her
So
my
are
grand
you
for
related
doing
to Josh Jenkins and them?
No, but they bought it.
They
Yeah.
bought
Yeah,
it.
so
Okay.
my grand was the McDaniels.
Across from Pritchett's.
Oh.
McDaniels.
Yeah.
I mean, I was Edwards, but
Yeah.
my grand was
Bill
McDaniels.
McDaniels was really good friends with my grandpa Bill Stepp.
Okay. Oh, Bill Stepp. I know Bill
That's my
Stepp.
grandpa.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes.
kidding
Nope.
me?
Look at these
Evan,
connections.
Edwards, Young,
Yep.
Skinner, God knows what
I
it
was
is.
not young, but that was married, and that was bad. So
Yep.
let's not bring that one
Yep,
up.
I remember Bill McDaniel.
Yeah. So.
I remember Bill McDaniel.
Well, so
Or he's still living, right?
He's in Oklahoma now.
Bill McDaniel's in Oklahoma.
Correct.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness!
So
I thought he
he's-
lived across from Henderson's. He did for a minute.
Yes, he did.
did for a bit.
Yeah, he did for a bit. So my
That's smooth
grand
talker.
was.
He started a racetrack out here for a while.
Oh yeah, he was trying to get Mike to invest
me
in.
to
I was
buy
like,
that
no,
racetrack.
I love you, Uncle Bill.
Go,
but,
going into business with
We ain't
going
doing
into
that.
business with Bill McDaniel's with a business that's cash.
Right. That is my uncle.
I don't care.
Oh Lord. So my grand was.
I like to lose
Furlan.
my money in property, but not
What?
that way.
There was another girl. There was Tony. No. What was her name?
Treese.
Yes.
Treese, my cousin.
Treese, yes,
Yes.
yes. How is she doing?
She's good.
I went to
So-
church with her years
yes.
ago.
Oh, yes. Treese and I were like, in fact, Treese went the first day I had to go to school at Jackson High School my sophomore year because I was a new girl.
She'd be older than you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. She was older, but she drove me to there and picked me up for lunch because I was crying. I'm like, come
Oh, scary place, scary
I
place.
know.
Well, I basically
I
live
want to
right
go back
behind
to
that.
Fairborn. Yeah.
I live right behind the airport.
Oh, I know exactly. Yes.
We probably buzzed your house in the
Probably.
Learjet.
Probably.
Oh, we had
Wasn't
parked.
the smartest thing I've
You're
ever done.
you're literally like right on top of me. Whenever you
I-
land at the airport, you're right on top of me.
Oh my God! And the airport. So I actually have a really funny story about the airport.
Yeah?
This is terrible. I probably should not share this,
Why?
but
Share
it is kind of funny. So the big joke. So
Editing's such a wonderful thing.
I know. So Belina, Kalina, Adria Rippeth. So Belina and Kalina Cooper, Adria Rippeth, Laura Cosby, who's now Laura Gray, Sarah
Oh, yeah.
James.
Yep.
So we're all like reconnected, and so we're on this app called Marco Polo. Like we do Marco Polo videos to one
gosh,
another.
this is
He
terrible.
hates it. He's so over it. He's like, y'all act like a bunch of high school girls. I'm like, we are. Those are my high school friends. Like we are high school girls. So he's like, why did you guys all reconnect? And I'm like, I don't know. It's crazy. COVID makes you
Yeah,
slow
yeah,
down.
yeah.
And so we've all kind of reconnected. And I love these girls. You guys don't understand. Like these, I love these girls. And we had so many great times in Jackson. But anyways, so if you remember, I mean, I never
At
thought
band camp?
no, I didn't. I was
this
not in
one
band.
time.
One time.
The one time at band camp. No, but what was so funny? So we went out to we used to go out to the airport. You know, like that's where you'd go to kind of like make out, kind of hang out, whatever.
Suck a little face.
Yeah. I was a good girl. I didn't do nothing else that happened. But anyway,
right.
so, I know I did it. I was a good girl. Was I not a good girl?
I think you were a very good
Thank
girl.
you. Thank you, Chad. Chad and I went to a dance. We did a sweetheart dance
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went sweetheart with his wife. So,
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how you
listen
do
to
it,
that
Jackson.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, Jackson. That's right.
That's how we do it,
Here we
Jackson.
are.
Yeah,
My husband.
now we're
I'm
on Chubby
starting to
Pickles.
I'm starting to like Jackson a lot more.
Welcome to the Big Apple, baby.
Yeah.
So anyways, I go out there at the time with my high school boyfriend. Remember Gavin? So I was dating Steve Nicotine,
yeah.
and Gavin Miller
Yeah.
was with Adria that night.
Really? I didn't know they dated.
I don't think they really dated. I think we were all just hanging out. Like
And
we
you
were
were
cruising.
dating Nick Teed?
Yes.
Oh, the long term dude.
Oh, long term. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a sore subject.
Okay. All right.
He's the only man that has dumped my ass.
Nick Teed's a savage.
Yeah.
Keep
He's
talking,
a
you might get
savage.
two.
No. No. That shit does not need to happen again. I think I ended up okay, baby.
I didn't know Nick Teed
think-
until, what, a year ago?
Yeah, you met him
And
about
then,
a year
and
or two.
then
Oh, God,
one
that's-
night, they all showed up at the stock room, and I mean, it got on a good one.
Yeah, it was.
And next thing I know, Nick Teed was crying, telling me how much he enjoyed the night. He never used to do any of this, and we had to take Morgan and Reynolds home, and I mean, none was there.
We never.
Hey,
Oh
that's a
God,
good
Brad and
bar
I-
that'll take you home.
Oh yeah,
We
I took him
never-
home. I took him home.
We never drank in high school, though.
No, none of us
Honest
did.
to God,
Not
I
we
did.
never drank in high school.
Yeah,
I did till
We-
later. Yeah, I mean later.
Well, you
senior
probably
year, maybe.
did senior year.
but
Yeah,
not
I was in
after.
college by then.
I
did
didn't
not.
inhale either.
Yeah, never inhale.
No, honest to God, we
Bill
did
and
not.
I didn't inhale.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now listen. Whenever I had a shot at that, I didn't waste it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, that was.
I did inhale.
I did.
It never treated me
My
very
dad
well.
would have
but-
been mad if I didn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It never treated me very well. But like,
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God.
I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll let do you know Gavin?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Gavin's
Yeah.
the best, right?
Yep,
so,
yep.
so Gavin's always funny, just carefree.
So Gavin's a year older than you. He was 90,
Yes, they
class
were all
90.
the
90.
same.
He's
Her-
class
So is
90.
that
Gavin,
Steve Deering, Mike
Angie?
Mike Keels?
No, they're 2
No,
years.
There's
no,
2
they're
years.
two. Yeah, that yeah. I was
That's
gonna say he
Clayton
wasn't.
Valentine.
Clayton Valentine's my class.
Yeah,
He's
that's
your
your
class.
class.
Yeah, you're all over it, but
I'm
not
all
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
I don't
We-
remember them 90 ones.
I was
That's
90.
Bo.
I was 90. Bo Kern.
Bo Kearns.
Yes.
George
Oh,
Smalley. Steve
George
Wahlberg.
Smalley. Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
Now I'm
Yes,
good.
that was my class.
Do you know Leah Gillum?
Yes.
That's my cousin. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
She's down there by you guys somewhere. She's down there by Lake Norman somewhere.
She is.
She's been there for
Oh
20
my
years.
God, Leah was so pretty too.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's-
God.
she's
Sorry
been
to
married
get
to Scott.
distracted here for a second. How
Yeah,
far are
sorry.
you guys from Hiawassee, Georgia?
Oh, not too far, I don't think.
We do a radio station there every Friday.
Every Friday morning,
No,
we're
you do
on
not.
we're on a radio show there.
You know,
I need to
don't
Google
know
that.
if it's a
GTS,
hour,
Google that shit.
hour and a half. We need to
Google.
Google that stuff.
Yeah.
WJUL.
WJ.
We're
I need to look that
we're about from downtown Asheville.
Yeah.
We're about an hour southwest. So Highlands, Bavard, Maggie Valley's not far.
So like, what if somebody said like, what's the town where you guys are?
Lake Toxaway.
Lake
We're
Toxaway,
near
but it's really not a
Brevard.
town.
It's like a little
It's
tiny
right
blurb.
between Bavard and Cashers,
Correct,
North
yeah.
Carolina.
It's like a
On
zip code
64.
kind of
Bavard's a big music college,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It is?
and
I didn't know
it's
that.
a great town. Just a wonderful
it's a
little
cool
town.
place.
And Cashers is just it's way smaller than Jackson. It's just a wide spot in the road with some cool little shopping and stuff. And then Highlands is where all the rich people go.
Okay.
But it's
nice.
nice.
So
really
did you,
good
how'd you
food,
guys
really
find your
good
way
shopping.
there, man? Like,
That's
By
like
accident,
NASCAR.
I was
isn't it?
wanting to go take our bus to the mountains because I love the mountains.
right.
We used to
And-
camp in West Virginia.
We used to go to Cooper's Rock, like in that Cooper's Rock area in West Virginia. And so I was, complaining, there's no place to go in the North Carolina mountains with your, like an RV.
And hell, we're living in Statesville. We were only 2.5, 3
Yeah.
hours away from where we're at now.
And one of our friends said, have you never been to Lake Toxaway? And we were like,
Nope.
no, where's that at? And he told us. And so we was like, well, let's
It's
come.
Asheville. That's just old hippie town. They said, yeah, you guys would fit right in.
Yeah, come on, let's go. So we load up the bus, rented a spot, and on the second day
We
he
were
bought
there,
a
I
lot.
bought one. She's on the radio.
Yeah, I was-
We call them up and said, hey, if you guys will put she was still on the show every day with Dave
yeah.
Moody. And so she had to work.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we call them up and says, hey, if you guys will put in high-speed internet
Ramp
where
up
she
your-
can do the show, ramp
I'll
it up.
plug your resort for
we
you.
will
you know?
do a commercial for your RV park. Sure, we'll do it. And so the second day we were there, I come down there and she was on her 2-minute break. I said, I'm leaving the golf cart for you. She goes, why? I said, well, I bought a lot.
And I was like, you did what?
She goes, oh, what do you mean you bought a lot? She goes, which one? I said, well, just drive around till you find your bus. She goes, what? You already moved the bus? Like, Yep, we're all moved in.
It's done.
She'd only been on the radio for 3 hours.
I was like,
She had an
okay.
hour left.
So I went to
So
the
I take it you liked it, Mike, when you got to. I
a
mean,
little bit.
Yeah.
And I've never regretted it.
It's.
And-
I mean, you
and
guys are gonna come there, and
it's
you're gonna.
an amazing place.
Well,
When you come, you'll understand.
So, like, explain this to me. It's like an RV park, but
It's
yet
a-
you also have like a cabin there.
cabin, yeah.
Or something? Okay, so like
Right next to the
do you,
coach.
like so there's land around the
So
RVs.
you have to own. You have to have like a Class A, a bus or RV
right.
Has to be a Class A,
to be in the park. And
Okay. Which
all
I
of,
don't understand. But
I know.
whatever.
I do kind of hate that rule. But anyway, so you own your lot and you can trick it out. So
Oh, okay.
when we have,
How big is the lot?
well, now we have.
Our lot is probably 60-ish, 55 or 60 feet wide by a couple hundred feet or 250 feet long.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
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 But I bought a lot. There was no house on either side, 2 or 3 lots on either side. And I said, I'll buy this lot if, and I made my own rules.
Okay.
And they took it. And I think the developer thought it would be cool to have a NASCAR driver up there.
Sure.
Helps them with their marketing.
yeah.
And
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely.
So he basically gave us a sweetheart deal. We paid the normal amount for the lot, but
Right.
but I got away with a lot of things, and I did a 0 lot line on the back. So then the house that was built next to me, it's really not in my eye. I'm looking at the mountains,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
and it'll never change. It's national forest.
It's the Nantahala Forest, actually.
So when
So-
they
so
play
do
when
a
they
lot of
play at
people then build-
Clemson, we can see the lights.
Really?
We
Oh,
can see
you're
South
kidding. You're
Carolina
kidding.
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
It's
cool.
way away, but you
That's
can see.
awesome.
It's a neat. It's a really cool spot. It's actually.
So like most people then have a cabin on their lot as well.
No,
well, on the ridge.
there's
There's-
144 lots down below, and there's 86 lots on the ridge. You can have a cabin on the ridge. Now we've changed the rules where you can have what they call a casita
Yeah.
down at the bottom, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the whole place has just blossomed.
what
into
what
this-
is it? What is a casita?
It's like a pavilion.
Like a
you
big
know, like a
porch.
cool porch.
Oh,
and you have a big
okay.
outdoor kitchen fireplace.
You got a fireplace in it.
But it's open air, more
It's kinda
open air, yeah.
But now they're putting storm shutters on them.
Yeah.
They're getting more trick all the time
Yeah.
and putting windows in them, putting cool stuff
Yeah.
in them,
Yeah.
sliding doors and
It's
stuff.
called. You have to. It's called Mountain Falls. Mountain Falls
Google
luxury
Mountain Falls
luxury RV resort. That's what it
and
is.
it
And you can
is-
rent. People can rent spaces.
We-
Like one of our lots, we rent out. a lot.
We went on a trip all the way out west. We made it to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Then we kind of went back up, went to Colorado, went to my old stomping grounds where I worked in the oil fields. And long story short, anyway, and there was not another. We call them trailer parks.
Yeah, we call it the trailer park.
In the United States that I've seen that's in this league. It is
Yeah.
so
It's
cool.
special.
There's
It's-
one in Michigan, a place called Petoskey.
Petoskey.
Oh, Petoskey. I've
It's
been there
supposed
many
to be
times.
really, really cool. Traverse City's really, really
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
And I'm, very hard for me to talk about anything in Michigan.
Well, let me
without
tell you
getting
something.
I was gonna
Michigan.
say, I'm about ready
Well,
to.
hey, look. I mean, we
But they
can-
are really, really cool places.
Oh, I'll tell you, Michigan is underrated.
It's
as
actually
far
really
as-
pretty. The
oh,
UP
my,
for-
oh my
Yes.
goodness.
I know for all of 60 or
Lake
80
and-
days a year.
Yeah, well, that's
I know.
right.
That's the problem. Yeah, that's
great
the
point.
problem.
That's a great
Thank you
point.
very much.
Yeah, it's all great.
We
Yeah,
get about
for-
7 months down where we're at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see that's
Yeah.
that's awesome. And then do you guys then you go to Florida when it starts getting cold? Or,
Yeah.
What I mean, even the North Carolina winter there is. I mean, is
It's
it?
not
It's
bad.
not bad.
It's not.
Yeah,
a,
it's
it's
pretty
not
mild,
Ohio.
right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something.
not bad.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are in Columbus, Randy and Tammy. You guys probably know them. And Randy looks at our weather, and I look at his weather almost every day. A lot
Right.
of times we'll text each other.
Right.
It's very, very similar to the weather in Columbus in the wintertime.
Really?
The difference is in the summertime we have these bright, deep, beautiful blue skies,
yeah.
and they're looking
Yeah.
at haze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys like
In the
in the
wintertime, the
mountains.
weather's very, very similar
It
to
is.
Columbus.
But don't the mountains kind of knock down some of the humidity and stuff
Oh my
there
God,
too?
yes.
Like
Gosh,
you don't
yes.
deal with all that.
No,
The
and
only
like
thing, the
right
only
now-
downside is it's a rainforest.
Okay.
So we
rains
get
a lot.
rain in the
A lot of
afternoon.
rain.
It rains a lot.
But at night now, like right now, it's like 55, 60 degrees, so we can do fire pits.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
we're out
nice,
there hanging
man,
out by the
that's
fire
nice.
pit. I call Mountain Falls
We'll be
adult
sleeping
summer
with
camp.
the windows open in no time.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Not in Jackson, Ohio.
No,
tonight.
boy.
it's been hot.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah, it's
hot,
awful.
hot.
A lot of mosquitoes. Yeah,
Who's
Yeah.
the brother-in-law? Do I know them?
No, he doesn't realize. So Brandy's your age, baby doll. He's only 40.
Randy.
Randy Queen. So he
Randy
was
Queen.
Queens and Oak Hill.
It's still 60.
Oh,
he probably does
66.
know.
Yeah,
Angie.
Oh well. So Randy Queen, Jeff Queen. Well, Jeff Queen.
Yeah,
He
the
moved
golfer.
back.
Yeah.
He
Queenie.
Queenie.
I know Queenie.
Do you play golf with him?
Yeah.
He's
No.
just learning.
Jeff-
I used to play golf a lot.
Okay.
My father-in-law's huge, big into it. But
Make
Okay,
you a
so
good
you can
pass
golf
at it.
with Mike now when we come to town.
I'm a.
I need to. Are you peeing again?
Okay, don't make fun of me.
I mean, I'm
hey,
a girl, and I mean,
I'm on a diet.
he is peeing again.
Oh, it's
I don't
squirrel
know what
bladder.
drugs
Bless
he's
his
taking, but
heart.
They must
I
be
mean-
good.
Chad.
Yeah, this is the way it goes.
So it's 10 degrees hotter in Columbus, 77,
Yeah.
which is pretty mild for Columbus.
Yeah,
Columbus right
yeah.
And that's your Chubby
bet it's
Bartenders
hotter
weather
here.
report
Yeah,
for today.
yeah.
now. The
Did
Chubby
you know-
Bartender's weather report has been
Courtesy of
completed by
Brewski.
courtesy of Brewski and Altamira.
And LPR.
And
LPR.
Yes, and LPR. But I graduated in '99. Okay, and
Gosh, I did. That's crazy.
Chad was actually my high
You're
school
such
football
a
coach.
baby. No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
Are
Him
you
and his-
serious?
Yeah, him and his dad. And we just
Oh,
became
Gordon.
great friends.
Love Gordon.
And Gordo and my dad graduated together. So just, small town stuff. And but I can remember whenever I just met you 10 or 2 hours
know,
ago.
yeah.
And but being from Jackson, I mean, it was a big deal whenever you guys got together. Like I can remember that very
Are you
well.
serious?
Oh yeah, they were like, well, there was this, and I kept hearing the name Skinner because I had a
It's
teacher
Skinner,
named
not Kardashian.
Yes, I had a teacher named Jeff Skinner.
Oh,
and,
that's funny.
And
That is funny.
so that name, and he was one of my favorite teachers, and I always remember that name. But I mean, so it's a pleasure to finally meet you both because I've heard a lot about you over the years. Never been a huge NASCAR guy. Like I said, don't hate me.
You're fine.
But
He'll probably
like you more.
I was going to say he'll like you more now for.
I'm not a big NASCAR guy anymore either.
but it's like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in, man. That's pretty awesome.
We still do. We stay active in the sport through the radio channels, and I'm on a couple committees for NASCAR.
Does it ever just wear you down?
No, because it's really so easy. I don't really ever have to do
I don't
very
do a
much.
whole lot
Yeah.
anymore.
I help. I don't want to say recruit, but I put my 2 cents in on up and coming talent and nominate people to be on what
He's
they
on
call
the appeals
NASCAR
committee.
next
Okay.
deal.
Yep.
And if there's a penalty or a fine or and something that they have to go to, I'm kind of the NASCAR court.
Okay.
I'm on the appeals committee.
Okay.
So if they have to have a case heard, they'll take myself and usually 2 other guys or 3 other guys, and we'll hear the case. And,
You'll do the
and
case study.
Do the case study and determine whether they should be fined or whether if they appeal the fine, we determine whether they get to appeal it and they get off the hook or if the fine's reduced or whatever. So it's
Pretty
kinda-
heavy involved in.
Yeah, it's really, to be honest with you, and the other thing that occupies my time, I'm on the architectural review committee for Mountain Falls, for the Ridge, and so it's basically my give back.
Yeah.
If that makes
yeah.
sense to
yeah.
you. I want to stay enough in the sport that I don't really care what I'm remembered for, but I want
You want to help keep it going.
I want people to know that I contributed to our sport.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that I contributed to our community.
Well, I think you've definitely accomplished that.
Oh,
When we
my.
were in Florida, I was on the board at the golf course. Oh my gosh, what a thankless job!
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
But being on the board,
I was like, never
being
again.
On the board
Yeah.
anywhere is a thankless
Oh,
job.
yeah. Yeah.
But it's your contribution
Yeah.
to the community,
Yeah.
Right.
or the club, or the. Or
somebody's got to do
whatever.
it. To keep it
I'd
going.
rather do a big
Yeah.
It's
charity
a
event.
thankless job.
Yeah, yeah.
We
but
do.
somebody has to do it.
Right.
We do a big Jeep ride. I started it 5 years ago, and this year was a little bit different. But last year we raised $42,000.
Are you serious? I do
That's
a lot of
awesome.
charity
And,
events. That's big.
You should come down there and do it sometime.
Well,
they
it's-
have 2 or 3 big Jeep events down there.
Do they?
There's like hundreds
Yes.
of Jeeps.
Well, we had
take-
almost
yeah,
250 this year.
250 this year, and
Yeah.
but it was a very the ride that we go on. It's not like really off-road a whole lot.
We ended up at the orchard.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
like
gosh,
we go
that's
through
so
a couple
cool.
flooded railroad tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
it's
telling
a
you,
lot of
you've
fun.
got to do something up in the mountains. But I gotta.
They have mellow rides like that, and then they have
Yeah.
little more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and we
Yeah.
kind of do the same thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to give back. I mean, like you said, sitting on boards and stuff. I had a guy tell me a couple years ago, and I've never forgot this. Because I asked him, I called him, and I was like, "Hey, man, we're looking for somebody, to do this." I forget what the hell it was, and he goes, "Does it pay?" And I said, "No,
No.
I said just in humbleness and
Yeah.
And he goes, "Listen, I'll never be on another board that doesn't pay." And I don't disagree with that statement.
Well, I am, and I endorse what he said. But by the same token,
If you're passionate about it.
I'm passionate about our community.
Me too.
I'm passionate about our place. And there's a lot of people that are very political that make you not want to be passionate about it. But I am stronger than that.
Yeah,
And I'm not going to let those naysayers
yeah,
screw up what we have all built.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Right.
we've built an amazing community up there. And our place has, let me do some simple math, almost quadrupled in price.
Well, then
Yeah,
that's
just
yeah.
from being.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it right then.
So whatever we're doing, it can't be way wrong.
Right, right.
I'll
You're
have
doing
to.
it right.
I'm working on a little thing right now, actually, with Belina and Kalina, and Adria and Laura and Sarah. Anyways, we'll have to get together because one of the things, talking about the community, Mike and I.
Adria's Britt's sister.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yep,
So
yep.
Britt, yeah. So we actually brainstormed this today on our Marco Polo channel. See, we do productive
What is
things.
Marco Polo?
Oh my gosh,
OMG.
We ain't
he
doing it,
hates
Chad.
it. He
We
hates
ain't
it.
doing it.
I don't even
We
know
ain't
what it
doing it,
is.
Chad.
Why? I mean, should we be on that?
Devil.
It's not
Should,
a
hey,
devil.
should Chubby Bartenders be on there?
Yes.
No, it's
Well, no.
almost it's
No,
literally
No.
almost
Listen,
grounds for divorce.
Me and,
No,
me and my
no.
pickleball partner over here, we've vetoed
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah. I love your
embarrassing.
butt.
The chubby pickles.
You know what we
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
The chubby. That is. I'm telling you. That's how we're gonna make money for this new
T-shirts will
charity.
be
How about this? Pickled chubby.
Pickle.
Oh,
That's me. I'm the old guy here.
I'm pickled chubby.
Pickle chubby 1, pickle
Yeah.
chubby 2.
Yeah.
And we're pickling
Sorry, I
the
did-
old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
But no, we want to do. So Skinner Roundup originally was a charity that we,
Okay.
a 501c that Mike and I did, and I'd always.
It's not
do-
dead. It's on break.
It's on break, yeah. But I would always try to do something for a local community because my big thing is I want to know where my money's going.
Sure.
If you're
Yeah,
going,
me too.
because I was raising money there for a while for national charities and it was great. But I'm like, okay, well this is like a drop in the bucket for you, but $20,000 for a small town or for a small charity was actually made a difference, and so
Oh,
that was
yeah.
our big deal.
We helped almost 700 families.
yeah, this guy.
That's amazing. That's-
$40,000.
That's
I mean,
huge.
This guy has brought Christmas to Jackson kids for like the last
Uh,
6-8 years.
That's awesome.
10
That-
years. I mean, for
gosh, that's so
underprivileged
cool.
kids, you started with jamming for joy.
Yep.
And
Yep.
playing music
playing
and doing
music.
that.
Yeah.
And then
I'd
you
put
then
a big
you
concert on.
then you went into Jeeping, and I mean, it's gotten
I
bigger
bought a
and
Jeep,
bigger and bigger.
And I was like, well, shit, I bet. Like, I started taking these rides.
You
yeah.
having fun?
And I mean, me and another buddy of mine, and we would just take these rides, and I'd be like, man, this is awesome. And I just told him one day, I was like, I bet people would pay me to take them on rides like this. And I was like, I'm going to start Jeeping for joy.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, it took off. Chad bought a
Jamming
Jeep.
for joy.
Everybody,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that happened this summer.
Yeah.
I mean, he picks up my wife and I just randomly. Like he calls, hey, what are you guys doing? And we happen to have some childcare. He's like, well, come on a Jeep ride.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, there's a Jeep in my driveway.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do something where I can do something for girls in Jackson County because growing up here it was amazing, and we have all been. I know he hates Marco Polo with my girls, but we've all just
don't
been.
even know what that is.
We've just been talking about how it's private. It's just
Don't
between
tell your
you.
wife about
Yeah,
that.
it's
Okay,
just
okay.
private between you and like your own little group, your friends. Like you can have your own little channel, and you can leave a message, a video message, and then people can listen whenever they have the time to do it because it's hard to get 5
The
people
problem
together.
is, then the next thing you know, that's all they're doing.
Well, okay, it's new right now. It's wearing off, and all of our husbands.
It's new.
We
It's new.
actually had a conversation. All of our husbands are not liking our Marco Polo, so we're like, okay, we're limiting ourselves now to so many hours. But But just as a girl growing up in Jackson, I was very fortunate. My grandma was amazing, and she was proud of me. And so if I wouldn't have my gran, I would have never had a prom dress. I would have never had, my papa bought me my little AMC
okay.
spray. So I wanted to try to do something where we can help girls. And, if it's sports equipment or if it's a dress or if it's helping them fill out a college application, because I didn't have anybody, no one in my family went to college.
Man, I guarantee it at Jackson, and you've left here, and I really haven't left here, but you guys did. But that's a big thing here. Like, there's not a, and I don't know. My wife is a teacher here now, but she's a kindergarten teacher. I don't know how much of like that. I had a lot of teachers that would pull me in and just, I'm not going to say put their arm around me and show me the way, but I mean, just little stuff like that, shaving.
Huge.
Just little stuff that they can do just that you might
Hygiene,
not. Just,
haircut.
There's
a
just
lot of
little
things
stuff like that.
that we need guidance. with
Yeah,
sometimes don't we?
the sporting equipment. How does it work?
Yeah.
They just kind of hand you a bunch of stuff and say, "Here you go."
I
And,
mean, I had
you know.
Miss. You remember Miss Smith?
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Smith. She was Spanish and
Alice.
speech.
Alice, she's still around.
Well,
She's on the school board now.
I love her. So I decided that I wanted to go into
She'll still kick your
broadcasting.
ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I got a little smoochy in the hallway one time from my boyfriend. She's like,
She's not having that.
no, she wasn't having that.
Was
Yes.
this Nick Teen?
Yeah, it was.
Nick Teen, you old
that's
dog.
hilarious. Yeah, she was like, not
I'm
having
surprised that she got Nictine drawn into some PDA there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, totally.
Because like if she, you got Alice there watching, what if Blackstone would have seen that?
I loved Blackstone. He was the best.
He just wrote a book.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. The
Oh,
Blackstone brothers.
He was
great.
so good to me because coming from a like not Fairburn was a big town, but it was a lot bigger than Jackson. When I came here, he helped me adapt because I remember like I went to my little meeting and I was like, I was pissed. First of all, I didn't want to move here. I wanted to be in Fairburn with all my friends, and he had his little meeting. He's like, well, I hear you play soccer, and I was like, yes. And yeah, and he goes, well, we've just got a new soccer team here, and I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. You should come.
You're not talking about Larry Blackstone. He was the football coach. You're talking about Slater.
No, I'm talking about Slater.
Yeah,
Yes,
Slater.
Yeah, no, Blackstone was
I was
football.
gonna say like Blackstone would be like
Tom Slater.
Tom Slater. Yeah,
Thompson,
no, I was talking about Slater. I don't know why I was football. Yeah, because I cheered. Well, I quit playing soccer because football was a bigger deal. I had to cheer. I had to cheer football. But so no, Slater was amazing. So he actually sat me in the office, and I thought, okay, well, I'll go to this soccer practice, whatever. You guys, I had played soccer since I was 5 years old. And I show up and like, where are the girls? There were no girls.
It's mixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that would have been like in 86 or 87.
And you guys were like wearing football jerseys.
Yes. And I'm
I'll
like.
never
Didn't
forget
you
that.
say
the
you were
first
the only
Jackson
girl
season.
on the team?
I was. Yes, the first
You
year.
would have had Lauren Jones and Steve Deering and all those
Yeah,
guys.
Steve Deering.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Steve Deering.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I remember I was like, I showed up in my Umbro shorts. I'm like,
She was the best player on the team.
Umbros. Man, I haven't heard Umbros.
I had my Umbro shorts.
I remember Umbros.
And
Well, it's not hard to be the best looking chick on the team when you're the only chick.
He said I was a good player.
I said she was the best player on the team.
Wait,
Skinner.
we're not gender discriminative over here.
Thank you.
No.
And there was somebody on our team, and for some reason, I cannot remember his name. He was wild.
Swank,
No, it wasn't Swank. I love Swank. He was our goalie. It was
Ben Maurer, or
Mike
Josh
Morris.
No,
Brian Sayre.
I love Brian Sayre. I haven't seen him in forever. No, it was God. He had like blonde hair. I want to say. I feel like such an asshole because I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, my God, you guys must have been close.
I know. He would. This poor guy would fight for me because I was the only girl.
Steve Deering?
And no, it wasn't Steve. Wasn't Steve. He was sweet. Steve was sweet. But it was like I was trying to remember.
Not Steve. Not Steve. Was Tori's brother?
Oh,
Scotty.
he's too young. Too
No,
young.
too
No,
young.
this guy was a wild man. And he
Older than you or younger than you?
I think he might have been a year older or the same age, but I'm playing against these big farm boys in Southern Ohio, and I'm the only girl. And I would slide tackle. I was crazy. I was like, I'm gonna slide tackle. I'm gonna prove.
Bring 'em.
Yeah, doing all that stuff. And then they would like do crap to me, and they'd kick me and be mean to me, and he'd go and he would beat some ass for me. I mean, he'd be like, "Don't you be picking on Angie."
Tough guy.
Oh, he would go and he would hammer. I mean,
Blonde-headed
he would
who?
get red carded every game for me.
Who is the mystery blonde-headed tough
Okay, you know
guy?
what? I am going to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of our team pictures.
Osky Wow. You got
And I'm
Osky
gonna
Wow
get
that.
the old
Osky Wow
Osky
that.
Wow. I was on that.
I
one.
probably
Thank
have
you.
that Osky
Hey, you know
Wow.
how you go Google that shit?
Yes.
Like in Jackson, it's kind of like Oski wow that shit.
Oski wow that shit. I'm gonna Oski wow that shit.
OWS.
I'm gonna find out who he was. I need to
OWS.
thank him for sticking up for me. I remember I went to homecoming my sophomore year with a blood clot like this big on my leg because some guy literally came and just kicked me in the
I bet
leg.
it didn't stop you from
You
dancing.
want to play with the
I
big
danced,
boys?
so
Don't complain
I
about
still
the
do.
blood clot, right?
I didn't complain. I put on my big girl
But your
panties and I put up
buddy
my dress
kicked her
on
ass.
and I went to homecoming.
Yeah. You go.
So Angie sometimes is humble, sometimes not. But
He hates to hear about my past. He doesn't. I never had another boyfriend. I like.
no,
He said everybody in town was your boyfriend. I'm like, I did not have very many boyfriends
I
in
love
Jackson
to hear
County.
about her past. But what she is really, really good at, she cares. The last
That is true, I do.
roundup that we did it in the mountains and raised like $230,000 for service members, for Hope for the
veterans.
Warriors, for veterans,
Yeah.
for wounded veterans that came back with PTSDs and all these.
That's what we're
crazy
doing with
things.
4X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And so
Oh, that's awesome.
whether it's $10 or $10,000 or $100,000, kudos to you guys for doing
Yes.
stuff
Thank you,
like
man.
that. And the
Thank you.
Jeep deal is a really, really cool deal. And
It's a blast.
Yeah, that
I
is-
just like to Jeep. I like to get outside. I enjoy man. These things rule your life.
yes.
And whenever I get on in that Jeep on a Sunday, it's just
Oh, he's helped me with the Jeeping, man. I'm telling you what, the first few weeks, he took me on the ride. Then I buy one, and we went like 5 Sundays in a
for the
row,
row,
like
yeah.
a big group,
'Cause we're mapping
like
it
10
out,
Jeeps
yeah.
or whatever. And I mean, I was seeing places at 47 years old
that you never knew about.
I grew up around here, man.
yeah.
I'd never seen half of these places.
That's so cool.
And it was like, man, we live in a really beautiful place,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We
really do.
honestly,
a lot of
like this
times.
area here, like once you get out of Jackson,
Oh my,
it's about like where you guys live. It's beautiful
It
here.
is beautiful.
Appalachia,
Rolling
I mean,
Hills, Appalachia,
Yes.
it's all the same. I mean, we're all kind of on that same pipeline there. Now, I went to Alaska a couple years ago.
Oh, we did that.
Dude,
that we're going next
We're going
year.
back
Dude.
next year.
that's some big country.
That
amazing.
was
That's amazing country.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We went on a cruise and went
Inside Passage.
inside Inner Passage or whatever they call it.
Where's that at?
You basically start
not
in
out in the
Vancouver
ocean.
and
You're
you just
going
kind of.
Oh, and then you come down that like West Coast right
yes.
It's unbelievable.
there. Now here's how I did it. I did it different. I flew into Fairbanks.
That's
okay?
what we're gonna
That's
do
what
this
we're
time.
gonna do this time.
And I drove all the way down there to Seward
Oh, okay.
and back. So there's only like 9 highways in Alaska. Okay, so I drove down I think 1 or 3, went to Seward, went to Anchorage, and then used Anchorage as my.
Now, did
hub.
you go to like Denali's?
I went all the way through Denali. Went
Okay,
to Mount
I
McKinley.
need your
Pete,
email.
we always wanted to
I
take.
might do
We
your
always wanted to
deal.
take our motor coach up there, and everybody says rent one.
Rent
Oh,
one.
because they
Don't
said
take
it'll tear it
30,
up.
30 days, 5,000 for 30 days for like an F-350 and a slide-in pickup camper.
Oh, wow.
Or you could rent like the Travel America or US Camper USA or whatever, and you can rent one of those like just motorhomes and take it. Because you really once you get to where you're going, you're not going to travel. There's nothing there.
Yes.
I
That's
mean,
the beauty of
unless
That's
you're in
why
Anchorage.
my spoiled ass wants my bus.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, that was some beautiful. Man, it doesn't get.
Okay,
better
I
than that
need to
for
get
me.
your note. I'm like a travel geek. I'm Julie, the cruise director.
Okay.
For like
All right.
the whole, I am. I'm like the nerd that
Yeah.
plans everything. But we were supposed to do the tour with the cruise ship, and I'm like, I don't know. Like we want to do the cruise part because the cruise part's relaxing. We really love it.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to fly up into Fairbanks and go and do
Oh,
the whole
Now, once you get above Fairbanks, I went to the. I was about 100 miles from the Arctic Circle at one point, and I went to the Chena Hot Springs, which is gorgeous. I would recommend that would be as far north as you'd need to go. The rest of the time, I asked them about going to the Arctic Circle. I said because we went to Chena Hot Springs, and they were like, "Well, you're within a couple hours of the Arctic Circle," and I was like, "All right." Told my wife, I was like, "We got to go. As soon as we leave here, we're just going to drive up there." They said there's nothing there. they said there's a sign, and it's just.
And that's it.
Yeah,
so
that's
don't
it.
waste your
Don't
time. See,
waste your
this is the info I need to know.
Yeah.
My husband's giving me the
We're-
dogs need to pee.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
was we at when
yeah.
we were where the time starts or whatever overseas?
Oh, that was in England.
Yeah,
Greenwich. Greenwich.
it wasn't that
Greenwich.
big a deal.
Yeah.
International
Really?
time.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
Well, we
So you
went,
could
but
say
we
I've
were
been
there.
there.
Yeah.
We took a boat ride.
Yeah.
We
And
did
there's
it.
a
We
sign
pointed
up
to
there.
the
There's a
clock,
sign
and
there.
it was like,
Did you like
would you
it?
go
Yeah, it was
again?
all right.
No.
Yeah, but Alaska's not like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So the dog's got to pee.
Dogs
Yeah,
got to
So
pee.
we got to wrap it
go.
up. We
Clyde,
gotta
Clyde
wrap-
and Ella have got to tinkle.
Guys,
I
man.
really appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you coming.
Enjoyed it,
coming
guys.
on.
Been a
We
great
really
talk.
Enjoyed it.
You
Yeah.
know what's great when you can do these things, and basically all you're doing is just visiting.
We're just shooting a breeze.
Yeah.
We're just shooting a breeze.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
This poor
Nice-
man's got a lot of work
nice to meet
do.
you, Angie.
I know.
Nice to meet
How
you.
he could chop
Yep.
this shit up and make
Yeah,
a show out
we'll
of it.
be
I don't know how he's
chatting.
gonna do it.
We'll be
Yeah.
chatting.
well, hey guys, though we really appreciate it, and hopefully when you're in Jackson again, we can do this again.
That
Yep.
would be fun. And I want to do the Jeeping deal.
Yeah,
I'm
come on
going
down.
to steal one of Belina's Jeeps. She's
Second
got like
Saturday
4.
in August
I
every year.
want to do a go live from Skinner's
Bar
bus.
39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bar 39. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
She has equipment.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
We can pull it off. We
Yeah.
can do it.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Well, thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
See you, Tyler.